And good evening, everybody, and welcome to Gateway here at Woodbury Heights, New Jersey. Tack Kozineski, Kevin Schulz, Jason Schulz set to bring you action. 3-0 Sterling, 3-0 Gateway. Kevin, this is the biggest game Sterling's had in almost 8 years.
No doubt about it. You've got a Gateway team that's got a very good quarterback. Look for him to run. Doesn't throw that much, but he's a dynamic runner. So I think the biggest thing for Sterling is you've got to contain DJ Bink. And at the same time, you look at what Gateway has to do with Sterling. Sterling's got a diversified attack. They can throw the ball, run the ball. So there's a lot of different weapons that Gateway has to deal with.
And we have Jason Schulz here. Jason, a recent player. Jason, it's got to be really proud for you. First time in 8 years they're playing for a first-place position right now. And we're losing your mic. Let's see. We're trying to bring you in here, Jason. It's been one of those days already. We're going to have to check you again, Jason. I think it works. Oh, there you are. You're coming in now. Go ahead, Jay.
Check.
Gotcha.
What do you got, Jay?
How we doing? Good?
A little better.
Good. Yeah, I'm pumped for this game. As you can see, the crowd is out, ready to watch a 3-0 team play a 3-0 team. Someone's got to drop their O tonight.
Sterling is in the visiting white. It's the first time you're going to see them in white this season. Gateway in the home blue. Sterling features the passing game. Gateway features the running game.
Yeah, I'm looking for, Sterling's defense to step up. They're the highlight of the game today. Really need them to have a real good game, stop the run, and let the offense do their work on their side of the ball.
And in talking to the coaches, the first 3 games of the season, if you had a breakdown a little bit away from the play, somebody misses a block, it probably wouldn't affect the play. You would still have success getting a 5-8 yard gain. Here, some of their backside guys can make plays, so Sterling's really got to be on point and really execute with everybody on every single play.
I want to thank Mike DeCicco of Gateway here, who's done a great job of outfitting us, hooked us up online as well. So we appreciate him. Home this year and other years, Gateway doing an outstanding job. They have won 27 of their last 41 games in the last 8 seasons at home. Record-wise for Sterling, the last time they won 4 in a row was 2017. The last time they started the season 4-0 was 2013. As the coin toss just done on the field, Gateway is going to receive first, and we're just about set to get underway.
Of course, 2017 was C.J. Barrett, our offensive coordinator's senior year quarterback. Just an outstanding job he did for the Knights that year.
Going to have a rendition of the national anthem. A young lady is going to be standing right next to us who's going to do it. We'll get that in a second or two, as we're just about set for that here.
As Gateway Regional High School sophomore Kayla Clancy performs our national anthem.
There you have it, an outstanding rendition of the national anthem. That was impressive. Kayla Clancy. So Kayla Clancy with the national anthem. It is a beautiful night for football. It is hot, though, if you're a football player here on the turf. We're going to start this game in the low 80s. It'll cool down as the game goes on, but we'll see if that plays a factor as the game goes on.
But as we've been saying, it's warm, but not some of those humid nights we've had in past years where excessive cramping is going to come into play. Not to say that couldn't happen, but you don't have the 90-degree temperatures, the real high humidity.
It's bizarre. We were playing in August, and it was 10 degrees cooler.
Yeah, go figure.
Now we're in September, and it's 82 degrees and playing football.
Again, we're doing the best we can with Jason's mic. I don't know what's going on with it right now. Guys, why don't you, Jason, grab a handheld mic over there, one of the blue ones. Maybe we'll try you plugging in on that one. There's in the other, it's the box upstairs. Would you mind going upstairs? There's a blue cable. We're going to try that with you because I don't know what's going on right now.
There's always backups, right?
We're trying. Backups for backups. We'll get it underway here in a minute. Sterling will be kicking off. They'll be kicking off from the 40-yard line. Clark going to kick off. And we need the cord too. I need the blue cord as well. Okay. And the band is right in front of us. Little loud as we're set to get underway. Battle for first place early on. It's a short kick far side. Taken at the 20-yard line. Middle of the field, getting a little bit of room. Five still on his feet and going out to about the 46-yard line for Gateway. Well, they'll take over 1st and 10. Their quarterback, DJ Big, he has run the ball 17 times, 147 yards. He's only thrown it once this season. 1 for 12 for 16 yards. He has 4 interceptions.
Now look for Sterling to defend accordingly and have everybody up. So we're going to really have a lot of bodies up there, everybody in the box to try and defend this guy.
So again, Gateway will be in the home blue, Sterling in the away white.
Real nice job by Lamar Smith on that run back, getting it close to the 50-yard line.
So it'll be Bink, and his featured running back is Adrian Barbado. He has run the ball 41 times, 478 yards, and 8 touchdowns. 1st and 10 from the 46. Up the middle, keeping it. He is a shifty runner. That's going to be a gain of almost 10 as it almost hits off the umpire. So Bink give him 10, close to a first down.
Yeah, and Bink really not only has that quick step going to the left, the quick first step, but really hits another gear as he gets to.
Jason, I'm trying everything I can. There is something going on. We're having electrical issues here. I apologize. I don't have room for the other mic right now. We're trying everything, Jason, but at this point, we'll try and battle again at halftime if we can. It's going to be 1st and 10 in Sterling territory. Sterling just jumped off sides, our first penalty of the game. Getting off to a great start, very important in this game, and Gateway is doing it thus far.
And I think the biggest thing on the defensive side of the ball with the fakes and everybody having their man, you really got to stay disciplined. Don't try and anticipate what's going to happen and think he's going to keep it or hand it off. You got to really watch it and play, go through your progressions and cover your man.
1st and 5 from the 38-yard line. Barbado met at the line, pushes for about 2, leaving 2nd and 2. Sterling defense, a lot of pressure is going to be on these nose tackles, Kevin, up the middle.
Yeah, no doubt about it. And initially you're seeing Gateway get a nice push up front, but a good job in recovery by Churchill on that far side.
2nd down and 2, first quarter here from Gateway. We have no score. Gateway's taking the opening kickoff after a first down, their second set of downs. 2nd and short. Man in motion. This is Barbado. Now, Sterling defense there. He's going to be short, maybe a gain of a yard.
Yeah, Tad, that was real good penetration. You saw defensively up front. They pushed the offensive line back, and Barbado wasn't able to get up to the hole. As you saw that Mason Boyd Neal made a real good play.
It's going to leave a 3rd down and 1. 3rd and 1 for Gateway, just underway here, first quarter. We have no score. And somebody jumped again. This is against Gateway, so it's going to cost Gateway 5.
That's a big thing. And the thing I liked there was all the movement on defense. You see them showing blitz, and obviously that got in the Gateway offensive lineman's heads, and that's a big play. There, a big penalty for Gateway, but a good job by Sterling showing the blitz and getting mentally in their heads.
9:08 and counting to play here in the first quarter. No score. It's going to be a 3rd down and 6 coming up for the Gators of Gateway. Both teams coming in undefeated. Gateway has not been able to throw the ball hardly at all this year successfully. Interesting to see what they come up with here. Send a man in motion. Man in motion takes it. Flag flies from the line of scrimmage. Are they going back 5 more? Waiting for the call from the official. I believe we are going to go back 5 more. Oh, offside Sterling, so it cost Sterling 5. Sterling gives it right back.
And Sterling was doing the same thing there as they did on the previous play. A lot of movement, getting up to the line of scrimmage, and obviously when they did that, somebody was offsides. That's a big break for Gateway here.
2 plays, 3 penalties in this game. You wouldn't expect it from 2 teams, thank you, Mike, sitting in the top of the division. 3rd down and 1. Barbado. Pins on the spot. He looks like he may have the first down. It's really close.
Yeah, I think he got the forward progress to get it. It looks like, oh boy, I'll tell you, I don't know.
Yeah, they brought it back.
Wow,
yeah, it's 4th and about the length of a football.
Boy, I think Sterling may have gotten the benefit of the doubt on that spot, but we'll take it.
It's about the length of the football they need. The scoreboard's been acting up a little bit. It's still counting down. 7:48 and counting remaining here. First quarter, no score. A first big play of the game with 2 wideouts to the near side. 4th and about a half a yard. Sterling showing blitz in those A gaps. Now they back off. Looks like they're coming back again. Rolling to his right, cutting in. Now flag flies. Now Sterling has stopped him. A flag was thrown by the referee behind the quarterback. I think this is against Gateway, and they may decline this.
Boy, that's a big early play by the Sterling defense.
Kevin, what are you seeing early on defensively that they're doing, especially up the middle defensively?
I like the different movement that you're seeing. They're back. They have a linebacker back. Then all of a sudden they're going up. And I think assignment-wise, that might be throwing off Gateway up front. And Sterling, because of that, I think there might be some tentativeness up front. They're shooting gaps, and you saw right there, we're able to gain penetration. I don't care how good a back is. If you're able to gain penetration into the offensive backfield, you're going to make stops.
Sterling gets the ball on downs from the 34-yard line. Quarterback Gary Battolini, 27 for 41, 401 yards, 8 touchdowns, 3 interceptions. 1st and 10 for the Knights. No score first quarter. Tailback. This is Stewart. Stewart gets around the edge, gets around the 40. He's going to gain about 8 yards on the play before he's taken down by Lamar Smith.
Yeah, the initial hole wasn't open, but what happened there, everybody got bunched up, and it was a good job of Sterling bouncing off their initial block to seal out the linebacker and not have him come to the outside. Jermaine Stewart, obviously, with that great vision, great quickness, bounced it out to the outside and was able to gain about 8.
2nd down and 2 for the Silver Knights. Just under 7 minutes to go first quarter. Their second play from scrimmage. 2 wideouts top side, wide out to the bottom side. 2nd and 2. Showing blitz is Gateway. They back out. Late handoff. Stewart's going to get the first down. Still pushing. Going to get up to midfield on a very late handoff. I think they're fortunate that Stewart got it.
Yeah, it was a little bit behind, but a good job. You know, a kid like Stewart's got great hands. He can adjust and get that, and had a lot of room up front on that left side, and a real good job offensively by the offensive line here in these first couple plays.
Stewart with 2 carries for 14 yards. 1st and 10 Knights, 6:15 to go first quarter. No score. First time they've had the ball. Send a man in motion. Up the middle is Stewart. Stewart for a gain of about 6 more, and right now it looks like it's the Stewart show.
Yeah, it looked like you had a double team at the point of attack. Great job by Will Nicholas turning his man in, and that basically provided a seal, and you had a lot of room on that right side.
Speaking of Will Nicholas, I want to thank his brother Ben, Emmy Award-winning Ben, who's now at Temple, a former member of our tech crew doing the camera tonight. Couldn't thank him enough for coming back and helping us. 2nd down and 2. 5:40 to go here first period. Battolini looking for his first pass, doesn't have to. Stewart is met in the backfield, and he's going to lose about 4 yards. Met in the backfield of the play by Jackson Bailey, a junior.
Well, you saw when Sterling was able to gain penetration, they were able to get that big fourth down stop, and it was much the same way with what Gateway was able to do.
Leads up an interesting call here. 3rd down and 7. 2 wide outs to the far side, wide out to the near side. Battleini may have to put up his first pass of the evening. Battaglini back. Gets it off down the middle. Has a man there coming back and make a real nice catch is Jaden Davis. Davis going to make a catch, a gain of almost 20 yards as Davis on the year on a big catch there for the senior.
Well, they had him covered deep, but that's an outstanding job by Davis, adjusting, coming back, and making a big catch for a big first down for Sterling.
First and 10 Knights. They move the chains. Ball at about the 26-yard line, 1st and 10. Pitch it to Stewart. Stewart gets by one, gets by another. He might take this to the house. No flags down. He will score as Jermaine Stewart scores from 28 yards out, and the Knights are on the board first.
You can hit Jermaine Stewart as hard as you want. If you don't wrap, what's going to happen is what happened right there, and he takes it to the house.
28-yard run for Jermaine Stewart. Stewart on the year, touchdown number 3. Here comes another member of the Tech crew. Jeremy Clark hit a field goal last week. Line drive kick and a beauty, and the kick is good. 4:17 to go here. First quarter, Knights on the board first. They lead it 7-0.
Wow, what a job by Jermaine Stewart. And, you know, I obviously you saw him break that tackle, but I think the next thing that I liked about it, the seam was off to the left. So you know his ability to break the tackle. I also like his vision in seeing that and the quickness to get upfield, get to it, and take it to the house.
4:17 to go here if you're just tuning in. Sterling leading at 7-0. Gateway took the kickoff, got a real nice return. Eventually in a couple series, turned it over on downs to the Sterling defense. Again, we talked about in the pregame, biggest difference between both these teams is what you saw the play before. Sterling can pass, Gateway can't.
And Gateway has to respect that. That one pass down the middle, Jaden Davis makes Gateway have to loosen things up. And you saw Sterling go off tackle a couple times. A couple times they bounced it out to the outside. And then you saw Stewart right there taking it up the gut. So that's the thing. You're looking at a real diversified attack from the Sterling offense. And I think Gateway is going to have a lot of problems with it.
Jeremy Clark in to kick off for the Knights. Far side of the field, taking it about the 12. Smith gets the outside, taken down by Jaden Davis, where Gateway will take over 1st and 10, just shy of the 30. Again, if you're just tuning in, Sterling trying to go 4-0 to start the season for the first time since back in 2013. They have not won 4 games in a row since back in 2017. Sterling has not won a division since back in 2005.
And I think the biggest thing is just how, as a team, as a group, they feel about themselves. The culture's definitely changed, and there's obviously a completely different vibe here than what you saw a couple years ago. Give credit to not only the kids, but also the coaches for sticking with it and getting them to this point.
1st and 10. Here's Gateway. 4:11 to go, first period. Carry it near side. Some blockers in front. This is Finger. Finger tackled about the 34-yard line. Pretty good open field tackle by Justice Shiley.
Yeah, you see Sterling stringing it out right there, but Gateway got some bodies up there, and it's a lot tougher for Gateway offensively because Sterling has more bodies up in the box because of the non-threat of the throw. And that's going to be a big factor, I think, tonight in what Sterling is able to do and what Gateway's not able to do.
Finger had 8 carries coming into this game for 38 yards. 2nd down and 5. Barbado Barbada with a flag going to be thrown right now. Umpire right in the linebacker position did not like something. Usually bad news on a running play for the offensive team. It's holding. It's going to cost them 10. It's our second accepted penalty now, 2 times 15 yards against Gateway.
So far, we've seen Bink get 1 run. I have to think they're going to be forced to make him a bigger part of the offense. Obviously, you're dealing with what you see in front of you. He's a guy they're keen on. But with his talent, I want him to have the ball and make plays when you need them. And Gateway definitely needs something right now, even though it's early in this game.
Bink is a converted wide receiver now playing quarterback this season, doing a heck of a job. He wants to throw. Looking. Sterling chasing, gets the ball off, in and out of the hands of a receiver who was actually open. That was a pretty good throw for a quarterback that doesn't throw. That was Jacob Finger.
It really was. And the thing I liked about, especially a kid who has the ability to run, sometimes if they face pressure initially, they'll just run. He kept the play going, moved to his left, extended the play, had a real nice throw. Receiver just wasn't able to come up with it. And I think Gateway felt like they at least had to show that just to loosen this defense of Sterling up just a little bit.
3rd down and 14. We have 3:29 to go first quarter. Silver Knights lead it 7-0. 3rd and 15. 2 wideouts, 3 wideouts to the far side, 1 to the near side. Bink is back. Pressure's on. He's got some room on the far side. Gets by the original line of scrimmage, cuts ahead, nice open field tackle. Saved what could have been a first down. Trying to get the number of that young man. Looks like number 18, Jaden Williams, on the tackle. Here comes the punt team.
Well, they went for a pass play, but you have to think they got in Bink's ear and said, hey, that was good that you extended that last play. We're able to get the throw. But if you get in any type of open field, we want to see you take it yourself. That's what he did there. But Sterling came up with a big play defensively.
Looks like back for Sterling, Joseph Carter, Gabe Torado. They're standing about their own 40-yard line. 4th down, we'll call it 5. And here's a late substitution coming in. This is Kingston Lamano. He's going to kick it. It's blocked. Sterling got a piece of this. That was actually blocked by Chase Spiragowski. As Spiragowski came in, made a real nice block on that.
It initially looked like it was going to be a fake because whenever you're punting and you go off to the right a little bit, it looked like he was thinking fake, but obviously decided to punt it, and that wasn't a great move because you give a kid like Spiragowski the opportunity to get the block, and he's going to make it happen.
Maybe we'll try Jason now. What do you have in that handheld mic, Jason? What do you got over there? Let's see.
Check.
All right, maybe we can let you play a little. I'm trying, Jason. Your thoughts early on, since we'll bring you into the broadcast now.
Well, early on, the defense is looking dominant. They just got to keep it up. Let the offense, like I said pregame, do their thing. Move the ball down the field. Run with Jermaine. Jermaine had an awesome run. He was totally blown up in the backfield, and he found a way to make a play.
Sterling 1st and 10 from the 42. Try and increase their 7-0 lead. Stewart. He is into the secondary that quick. He's got a first down. Gets out to the 30 and a gain of 12.
Yeah, Gateway's going to be seeing that all night.
It's funny because both sets of coaches told us Gateway has a bigger line, but right now Sterling's plowing the fields.
Doing the job. And if you get a kid like Jermaine Stewart, we talk about people have to hit and wrap. The other part of that is you got to hit him low. If you don't hit him low, he's taking people with him.
1st and 10 Knights. Ball inside the 30. They lead it 7-0.
1-on-1 bottom of the screen here.
Stewart will take it into a wall of blue shirts. Maybe get him 2 yards on that.
That's definitely something to look for, Jason, about the near wide receiver, because you're seeing the safeties playing up, and that's something you have to think like they could definitely exploit with Taheem Sally, and they have this year.
We've seen it before, like you just said. Just hitting Taheem Sally on the seam route. If they see he's one-on-one, Battellini's going to trust it and just give him a ball that he can make a play on.
1 minute, 25 seconds to go here. First quarter, Knights with the ball. They lead it 7-0.
like a run to the right. We have numbers here.
They want to pass. Ooh, it was for a streaking in Jaden Ali Ward, but it was thrown behind him. That could have been dangerous.
And Ollie Ward had some space there in the middle. Catalini's really done a real fine job the last few games. That one he just missed on.
That's a play we've seen Sterling have a lot of success with. That little tunnel screen to the outside. Often, the biggest part of that is getting the timing right, getting the ball out to the receiver. The rest of the play is usually set up by the timing. And obviously,
Got to catch
the timing was a little bit off.
Third down and 8 for Sterling. 2 wide outs to the right, 1 wide out to the left. Stewart pushes ahead. He might make it to the 25. Going to leave him 4th and long. Probably too far to bring out a field goal try.
You're going to be looking at, let's see, probably about a 38-yarder from here. I don't know that they're going to do that.
Yeah, well, if you add 7, that puts him back about the 32.
Well, 3 back for the the snap would be what?
Yeah,
The snap
42.
7.
Generally
Yeah.
7 yards off the line of scrimmage.
All right, they're going to go on 4th down and 6. 2 wide outs to the right, 1 wide out to the left. Tagliani looking right, has time, gets it off. It is caught. Running with it here is Sally. Sally's going to get the first down as he goes inside the 10 and a gain of about 15.
Wow. What a job by Sally. You know, in that situation, in a little bit of traffic, steps up, goes to the ball. Not only do you like the catch, but I like him turning, and the run after the catch was really good. Great awareness by Sally.
That might do it for the quarter. We'll see if Sterling wants to run a play. Final 12 seconds and counting. 1st and goal just
101.
inside the 10. They want to get a play off. Pitch it to Stewart. Stewart gets by 1, can't get by the next 2. And that is going to do it for action here in the first quarter. Sterling off to a flying start in this one. They lead it 7-0 after 1 period here. You're watching high school football on Sterling High School's Channel 19.
Check.
Tad Kozineski, Kevin Schulz, Jason Schulz back, and I'll start with you, Kevin. First quarter started slow for Sterling, but they dominated the second half of that quarter.
Yeah, you had Gateway in their first couple plays, move the ball, get a first down, but I think everything started with that big 4th down stop, and then obviously with what they were able to do to move the ball, you had the big run by Jermaine Stewart, breaking the tackle and then just getting upfield in a hurry to go in the end zone. So you couldn't have asked for a better first quarter here for Sterling.
Yeah, Jermaine Stewart's one of those guys that you can only game plan so much on until you get on the field. And then he shows you the skills he has, and he's just at a different level than some of the other running backs in this division.
In the first half, Jermaine Stewart unofficially 9 carries for 61 yards. Getting ready to start the second quarter. Tad Kozineski, Kevin Schulz, Jason Schulz, Emmy Award-winning editor, cameraman Ben Nicholas bringing you the pictures. We called him back from graduation from Sterling from Temple University to help us here. 2nd and goal. The tailback now is Josh Hernandez. Send a man in motion. This is Hernandez. Hernandez is eaten up at the line of scrimmage. That was Brainer Pimentel on the tackle.
Real nice play by Pimentel there. They just tried to trap them. That's the guard pulling across the center to try and trap him in the backfield, and the running back goes on the opposite side, but he was able to blow up the trap play and find him in the backfield.
And if it wasn't for that penetration, that play looked like it had everything it needed to work because Julian O'Donnell, who was pulling, was ahead of the play and really was ready to take some people out.
Hernandez still in at tailback, probably in field goal range nonetheless if they don't lose significant yardage. 3rd down and goal. Sterling leading at 7-0 here in the second quarter. High snap, and there could be that significant loss that we talked about. They won't be able to kick a field goal now. And it's the little things like that, guys, that might end up biting you in the end.
Yeah, even though everything's going Sterling's way right now, a team like Gateway's caliber, if you give them any little bit of leeway to get back in a game, they're going to take advantage of it.
4th and long goal here.
Yeah, at this point in this drive, you're trying to start to think about field position. How can we get them back as far as possible? They're opting to not go with the punt here, so could look for a short pass or even a run, just to get some yardage, just to get the defense in a better spot.
Going to pass it here, pass far side, complete to Sally. Sally gets some blocks, gets around the edge. He's going to make it down to about the 11-yard line. It's going to be a gain of almost 20 yards.
Boy, what a play. And Sterling had a lot of numbers over there, 3 bodies in front of Sally, and he did a great job reading that and getting upfield.
Yeah, there was another example of that tunnel screen. The timing was a little bit easier on that just because Gateway's defense was so far back. It was just an easy pitch and catch, get your guys out front, and then time Sally. I mean, that's a great play. It's unfortunate that was 4th and 40.
Right.
But, now the defense is coming in on a good spot for Sterling.
In a normal high school year, I don't think that's a big deal, but the fact that you have a field goal kicker, I think it cost you 3 points.
Yeah. But in any event, that play, what it's going to do is bury Gateway back. So you still have a chance with the way your defense playing to stay on top.
I like this glasses half full guy. I like it. I like it. I'm glasses half empty as we blew 3 points, but we'll see. So far, it's been a glasses half full night. 1st and 10, Gators. Pitch it. Around the end, going to the Smith. Smith, nice run there. Smith going to be close to 10 yards. Taken down by Renee Camacho.
Yeah, that's where Gateway, you saw Smith make that one defender miss. Once he got upfield, had a good seal from the linemen on the backers. They weren't able to get to the outside. He got upfield and hurried to get about 8.
2nd and 1 coming up. Bink over on the shotgun. Hands it off. Going with the Guinness Smith. Smith will get the first down as he pushes ahead for about 3 or 4. Gets across the 20. So Lamar Smith, couple carries. Coming into the game, 26 carries, 221 yards, 3 touchdowns.
Wouldn't be surprised if in this drive you didn't see the read option and have Bink take it. He's a guy who, other than in that first drive, really hasn't had his hands on the ball and running the ball.
2nd quarter, Knights lead at 7-0. Gateway with the ball, 1st and 10. Man in motion. Quarterback right, Bink. Nice cut. What a move by Bink there. Gets the flag flies late.
It's going to be
that
a face
flag
mask.
went down after the tackle.
I think it might have been a face man. I thought somebody got.
All right, here we go. Calls coming up. Waiting for our official. It came in late, so that makes sense. Well, what's the call, sir? We're waiting. What do we got? Oh, it is a face mask. All right, we've been verified up here. We're just waiting for the call. It is a face mask. Add 15 yards. That is now the 3rd penalty against Sterling. They've been penalized 3 times for 25 yards.
And that is a Gateway first down.
So that puts the ball up to the 33-yard line, 1st and 10. Under 9 minutes to go until the half. Knights lead at 7-0. To the left side, Barbado. Barbado going to get across the 35 to about the 37 and a gain of 4.
Good job off to that left side. But you saw in that previous play where Bink really doesn't need much room. He's got such great quickness. And again, I feel like they've got to go back to getting him a little bit more involved in this offense, even if you have to force the issue, even if obviously, defensively they're keen on him.
Ball at their own 37-yard line. 2nd down for Gateway. Bink fumbles, going to have to take it himself. Gets around the edge, Cubs back in. He's dangerous here, still on his feet. Finally taken down. That could have been really, really dangerous. Tackle on the play by Briley Sharp after a gain of almost 8.
We heard about his speed, his ability, and we've seen that on display, but I think you saw right there, he's a pretty powerful kid too. And a lot of the things we say about Jermaine Stewart and defending him, that you've got to hit, you've got to wrap, I think really hold true for Bink.
There's almost a contrast there because you see Jermaine, he's running with power, running with his shoulders down, but Bink, he's really kind of slipping out of tackles, making quick
spinning.
cuts. That's why you saw the face mask. It was a quick cut, and then he accidentally grabs the face mask earlier.
1st and 10 from the 45.
Motion to trips.
Pitch it. Looking for some room, trying to get around the edge. Barbado. Nice grab and gang tackled. In there first was Nolan Giles. Gain of only 1.
That's what you like to see from Sterling. You see how many hats were on the ball at the end of that play. They're all rallying. They're all getting to the ball, even if it's away from the play. That's what you want.
And initially they had hands on the blockers, and to me they feathered it out to the outside. Even if somebody wasn't involved in the tackle, it made the back hesitate and allowed to get more bodies over to ultimately make the play.
Yeah, very much sort of a stall, as you could say. Wait for your guys to get over there. Stall as long as you can, and then once your guys get over there.
6 minutes, 40 seconds to play in the half. Sterling leads it 7-0. Gateway driving, pretty good offensive series. 2nd down and 8. Barbado, look at this move. Bounces off 2, still alive. If it wasn't for the gang tackling of the white shirts there, I'll tell you what, though, that's still a pretty good effort by Barbado.
And again, I know we're comparing the two backs a lot here, but, and the two offenses. When Jermaine Stewart had that situation back on this in the left side of the field, he bounced it to the outside because there wasn't anything to the inside, and he had a wide open area to go. Here, with the Sterling defense, he really didn't, after he bounced it to the outside, have anything. There were probably 4 or 5 defenders right there to make the play. Outstanding team defense by Sterling in these last couple of plays.
Looking to see Sterling make a play here on 3rd and long.
3rd down and 8. Bink has had 1 throw. It was decent throw. It could have been caught. He's 0 for 1. 2 wide outs to the far side of the field. He wants to throw. Looking near side, gets it off. Nice catch and a roll for a 1st down. Jackson Bailey went up to get it and then got pushed ahead 2 more yards and got the 1st down.
It was a good job getting to the seam there and getting the 1st down by Bink, but he missed a touchdown. There was a guy wide open on the seam that Sterling's got to watch out for next time they get into that formation.
And the thing, you see them put a lot of pressure on him. To me, that has been the key, and probably the key in that play, because he just wants to see the first receiver. He's open. He might not be confident in making other reads.
Right.
5-minute mark to play here, first half. Both teams undefeated. Gateway with the ball, 1st and 10. They trail it 7-0. And that'll be against Sterling as they jumped a little bit ahead on that. A 5-yard present. That is the 4th penalty of the game for Sterling now for 30 yards.
Gateway's offensive line's getting a little jumpy, too. I don't know if I can agree with all these offsides calls.
Yeah, well, Sterling got the jump a few times on the initial drive, and I think, Sterling should stay with their game plan of having, showing blitz, because, again, I think it's really, it can get into their heads.
1st and 5 now for Gateway. 4:38 and counting to play till the first half. And Sterling has just jumped again.
Gotta watch the ball. That was an obvious one.
Yeah.
So that one gives him a 1st down. 5 penalties now, 35 yards. 35 yards in penalties. Bink has run for 33 and thrown for 10.
Going into a game like this, you can't expect not to face adversity like this. They're driving down the field against your defense. What are you going to do to make a stop?
Yeah, and I think the thing you have to look for now, it looks like, well, coming into this game, Bink didn't throw that much, but obviously it looks like now they're willing to have him put the ball in the air. And to what you were saying, Tad, for a guy that doesn't throw that much, he puts a lot on the ball, he's got a quick release. That definitely doesn't look like just a running quarterback.
I want to let you know the class of 75 is having your 50th class reunion. It'll be September 27th at Adelphia's from 4 to 7, $55 a person. You have to get a hold of Nancy Pelouse. You can email her at jpelouze@aol.com. jpelouze@aol.com. The most surprising thing about that is AOL.com, because I haven't heard that in about 10 years. But again, that's the 75-year 50th reunion. You can also tour Sterling's campus that night, Friday the 26th at 4 p.m. Football game that night at 6 o'clock. I believe, is that next week, guys? September 27th?
It is.
Yep.
That'll be Gloucester Catholic at the Castle here.
Of course, last year, it was just an outstanding game against Gloucester Catholic there in Sterling, pulling out a victory late.
1st and 10, Gateway. They trail it 7-0. We have 4:19 to go here in this first half. Barbada the setback with Bink. Send a man in motion. Bink wants to keep it himself. Gets a block. Pulled down from behind Nicholas after a gain of about 7.
Yeah, and I'm kind of surprised that they wait a little bit to go back to that read option. You saw it in the first drive, and now they've just recently come back to it because it's definitely a play that you're going to have success with, especially with a guy who can run like Bink.
3:49 and counting until the half. Gateway driving. They trail it 7-0. Bink on a 2nd down and 4. He wants to pass. Looking far side. They're going for it. That's going nowhere. He had a receiver there. That was Finger. Pretty good coverage on him, but he just threw it to open space and nobody was there.
That's good defense. That's a good passing down for Gateway. 2nd and short, you're confident in your 3rd down ability to get a 1st down. You want to try and go for the end zone there. But luckily, Sterling was up to the task.
And even though he looked to the right, I think that was just like a dummy look. I think that pass was predetermined. He was going to go down that left side. But, it goes a long way with a lot of the different passes that they're showing. Might loosen up that Sterling defense just a little bit.
From the pitching guy that I am, he throws a nice ball. Mm-hmm. Nothing wrong with that. 3rd down and 4. 3:28. The clock will start on this play. Barbado, he finds a hole. Secondary makes the tackle after a 1st down and a gain of about 7.
Gateway's not doing too much, nothing special on the offensive line. A lot of what they're doing is doing zone runs. Just block the guy in front of you, try to get to the 2nd level, and let your running back find the hole.
It is enough for a 1st down. 3:10 and counting to play here in this first half. Gateway has all 3 timeouts remaining unofficially. They are driving, trailing 7-0.
Still, you want to see Sterling face this adversity head on and really try and get a stop here. That'd be great for momentum.
1st and 10. Man in motion near side.
Counter.
He was keeping himself. Bink gets around the edge and brought down initially. And then extracurricular, it was Jaden Williams that got there first. They say wind the clock, no gain.
Almost looked like a little bit of a blown play back.
Not sure what happened on that play. You had the guard and the tackle pulling to the left, but the quarterback ended up keeping it to the right. Normally they call it a naked keep, but it didn't really quite look planned.
Yeah, it looked like the quarterback was waiting to hand it off.
He was,
Right.
and that little split second of indecision because of the play breaking down, I think was a big part in allowing Sterling to recover and make the play.
We're nearing the 2-minute mark here in this first half. It'll be 2nd down and a long 10. Sterling leading at 7-0. You almost have to feel, in order for Gateway to win this game, they are going to have to make a couple pass plays. And now we're going to get a timeout, Gateway, as they spend their first timeout. They still have 2 remaining. Kevin, you think about that? They need to make a couple pass plays at some point?
And really, you have to think that, obviously their wins in the first 3 games were very easy, and ultimately they knew that they could go the pass, but it was almost like those first 3 games were preseason games, and they probably didn't want to show it. And it's benefiting them, I think, right now because Sterling came into this game thinking that they were going to be able to have everybody in the box. He really wasn't going to throw much at all. And I don't know, how many times has he thrown in this first half? 5?
I have him for 4, yeah.
Times. Okay.
Gateway's been a home team here. They have won 27 of their last 41 games. They play well at home, but they're going to need a big play sooner or later, Jason.
Yeah, I mean, they put together a real nice drive. I don't know if you guys have noticed, but we only got 2 minutes left in this half, and Gateway has had the ball the whole quarter.
Yeah.
But if the only way Sterling can respond is to keep them out of the end zone here, keep points off the board, and they just got rid of that quarter for Sterling.
1:50 remaining here in this first half. It's going to be a 2nd down and 10. Gateway with the ball. They trail it 7-0. 2 wide outs, short side of the field. Bink in there. Smith now in next to him. Man in motion. And it fumbled. The ball's on the ground, and I think Sterling might have it. They do. It's brought up by Jalen Williams as the quarterback was running with the tailback, and indecision and a turnover.
And you had a defender right there able to come up with the fumble. Again, penetration.
You know, the timing
Into the
looked a little
offensive
bit off
backfield.
there because Barbado was going in motion, but he kind of had to chop his feet while he was in motion to wait for the snap. And I think from there it was already all messed up.
And you talk about keys to the game. I think both teams coming in this game knew going against another good team, you had to execute. And it looks like Gateway's lack of execution on those 2 plays really hurt them and obviously enabled Sterling to make a big play and taking over here and ultimately stalling this drive for Gateway.
Sterling has 2 timeouts in their pocket, 1:45 to go in the half. They have a passing game. They lead it 7-0, 3 wideouts to the far side. 1st and 10, just shy of the 30. Handoff. Not a lot there up the middle as Briley Sharp gets his first carry of the game for about 2 or 3.
Nice little drive starter there. Your offense has been off the field for almost the entire quarter. Get your offensive linemen back warmed up. Get some contact going, and let's get this drive started.
Plays being signaled in far side. My assistant coach at baseball, C.J. Barrett, former quarterback here at Sterling High and former tight end at Rowan University. 2nd down and 7. Sharp wheels his way. Ball's on the ground. Who's got it? And Gateway picks that one up. So they fumble it right back, and that one's picked up in the play by Devin Foreman.
Yeah, real big break for Gateway there. That's one of those things late in a half. You run into traffic, put both arms around that ball because most likely if a second defender's coming in, he's looking to strip the ball.
Yeah, especially once you get to the second level, you don't know who's behind you, and they could be punching at the ball from behind, and you don't have a clue. You got to hold that high and tight as soon as you get past the first level.
We have a player down on the field for Gateway with 1:04 remaining here in the first half, and my personal doctor, Dr. Kerner, out there on the field. Dr. Kerner, in case you don't know, his name is Dave Kerner. He actually was the quarterback for some outstanding Washington Township teams. They ran the wing T, and his father was a doctor, a team doctor at that point. He has made it up to being team doctor. I believe he also is a team doctor for Lindenwald.
Yeah, we hope that young man is okay.
I wish I could see his number. I'm assuming cramping here, but it's hard to tell. They're bringing him up right now.
Yeah, that's obviously a good sign.
Looks like that's Marius Hunter Trujillo, if I'm saying it right.
Looked like he was getting stretched out, probably a cramp thing.
Well,
Hopefully we see him back in the game.
You've got an opportunity here with the turnover with 1:04 left on the Sterling end of the field. And again, like we've been saying, you have to think in some way they're going to get Bink involved in this offense, whether it's the read option or, as you were saying earlier, Tad, having him put the ball in the air, because we're seeing tonight he's more than capable of doing that.
I'll tell you what, if they don't put it up in the air, they are going to be hard-pressed to score the way they're methodically rolling it. It is at the Sterling 45. 1st and 10. They have 2 timeouts remaining. From the shotgun, as always, is Bink. He wants to pass.
Screen.
He's got problems, and he throws it into the ground. It's a good thing he threw it in the ground because there was a jailbreak on the play by Will Nicholas, the junior, who had them all lined up for a sack and a possible turnover.
And even give credit to Jaden Williams there. He read the screen through and through. He was eyes on the running back the whole time. If he would have threw that pass, he would have been stopped in the backfield. They probably would have lost yardage.
59 seconds to go here, first half. 2nd and 10 from the 45.
Got to watch out for Bink. Even if he drops back here, he's still a threat to run. You got to keep an eye on him, even in the passing game.
From the 45, 2nd and 10. Bink wants to throw again. Deep down the middle. That's going to be picked off. Intercepted by Sterling. A chance for a return. Running right into a man on a big job. Jermaine Stewart takes the interception, brings it out to 45 with 48 seconds remaining.
Awesome play there by Jermaine Stewart. Playing center field, reading the quarterback's eyes. He sees him pump fake to the right, but he doesn't really fall for it, and then he finds the ball over the middle of the field right at him.
And as Jermaine Stewart does, and somebody going to tackle him, he's the one that lays the lick, but he's down right now. Not sure what happened. That looks like they're working on the leg. Could be a cramping issue.
Yeah, Jermaine is not a guy who likes to cut to the open field. He likes to take guys head on.
Wow.
I thought he had some room on this near side, too, but you got to love the way he plays.
It was just pointed out to me, 5 plays, 3 turnovers, the last bunch here coming along. So we have 48 seconds remaining as you look at Stewart. That could be a big injury for Sterling. Looks like you're looking at his leg. We have no idea from where we are right now.
And looked at first, it looked like Coach Cordova was out there stretching him out. Usually if the coaches are out there stretching him out, the guy's calling out, I got a cramp. So hopefully we see him back on the field.
Now, stranger things have happened. Sterling's going to have the ball on their own 44-yard line. They have 48 seconds remaining.
Now, I was going to bring this up earlier until we turned the ball over, but this is good opportunity for Sterling with 2 timeouts, not only with a field goal kicker, but I like to call it double dipping the chip. You go down, you score at the end of the half, and then you get the ball at halftime, and you go down and score again. Those are the big point swings that you see that can absolutely change a football game.
1st and 10, their own 45. Last few seconds of the first half, leading at 7-0. In motion is Nicholas. Back to pass is Battolini. Gets it off. It is complete. Running into a man is Ollie Ward. Ollie Ward in a broken field. He has a shot to go. There are no flags down. Ollie Ward is going to score on a 56-yard pass play.
That is Sterling's best play right there. That tunnel screen. Get it out to their athletes. Get their big guys ahead and go make a play.
Wow, what a play by Jaden Ollie Ward. And got the ball, crossed the middle, had a little bit of room, but the playmakers are able to find space and then put on the jets, get there, and he just blew past everyone.
That's what you like about this Sterling football team is you got a lot of guys like Taim Sally, like Carter, who goes right there, and they just make plays in the open field. That's awesome when you can get an offense. Even if there's a couple plays where they aren't gaining too much yardage, you can have those explosive plays and make up for it.
Chambry on the hold, Clark on the kick. The kick is good. Knights lead it 14-0 for Ollie Ward, his 3rd touchdown of the year. And I think, again, the difference we talked about these two teams is Sterling's ability to pass and do things in the open field.
Yep, I think that we have, like I said, a ton of athletes that not only are they so good in the open field, they want it so bad. You see them out there when they're running the ball, they want the ball so bad in their hands. They want to go make a play. And
to what you're saying, Tad, about the passing game, a lot of times at the high school level, receivers are happy to make the catch, then they're ready to get hit.
Yeah.
Our guys look to make the run. They're ready. They're ready to turn that head around, look for space, and make something happen. I mean, and when you have playmakers that we have on the offensive side of the ball, diversified attack, and on defense, some of the nice things we've been doing on defense, it really bodes well for what they're going to do moving forward.
Battolini now 4 for 5, 109 yards.
Give credit to the offensive line as well. We've been able to run the ball pretty well. And then on a play like that, that's an offensive lineman's dream. They let their big defensive linemen go right by them, and they go out to get the DBs who they have a physical advantage on.
Booming kick here. Smith's going to pick it up at his 10. Smith finds a little bit of room, going to get out to the 20, where he is brought down. 1st and 10 coming up for Gateway with 28 seconds remaining first half. Knights up 14-0.
With this situation, you want Sterling to be very careful. You don't want to make any big mistakes here. Like I said, you want to go back into the half and then go double dip the chip.
I think halftime is going to be very good, very important because what you saw was a little different than you thought you saw. You saw Bink throw the ball a little bit more, so that's something that Sterling kind of had to adjust to on the fly, and can make even more adjustments at halftime in stopping this Gateway offense, because as we said, they did have a nice drive getting into Sterling end of the field.
It's really interesting the way this quarter has gone with that drive. It was only a minute and a half ago when they had the ball in the red zone, and then now there's been a couple turnovers, couple possession changes, and then Sterling has 7 points.
From the 20, 1st and 10, 28 seconds remaining here in this first half. Keeping himself is Bink. Couple blockers in front. Good block there. Gets another block. Bink has a shot. He can outrun him down the sidelines. No flags down on the field. 80-yard touchdown run, and we have a game here from Gateway.
Just when you thought it was a boring quarter, like we said a minute and a half ago, 14 points on the board in less than a minute.
Yeah, and they weren't Gateway offensive line. That's one thing the Sterling defense has been able to do, is stop the plays to the outside, and they knew coming into this game the big thing in dealing with Bink was containment, and obviously they weren't able to get it there, and Bink made them pay for it.
It's almost like Sterling's defense was a little bit too conservative there, backing up. Once they lost that contain, the play was over.
Yeah.
He had a free run to the sideline and then up the sideline with the speed that Bink has.
Barbados going to try the kick. Pembroke to hold. This would make it a 14-7 game. We'll update the stats for you on Bink in this game after this kick. Line drive kick. It is down the middle. 15 seconds to go after a huge 80-yard run for Bink, who has now run the ball 8 times for 120 yards.
We got to stop talking about halftime, guys, because we might never get there.
You're right.
You're right. I think it was about, there was like a minute and 40 about 10 minutes ago, around there.
Mm-hmm. And we've had different possessions, different teams.
A couple
scored.
injuries.
It's been all over the place this last 2 minutes of the quarter.
Well, this definitely changes things if you're a Gateway fan. It would have been disastrous to go down 14-0, but now a 14-7 game and very impressive play, as there are now only 15 seconds to go here in the first half.
And you really didn't see what Bink could do until the latter part of that half. I mean, for most of that drive, when they got the ball deeper into the field, really didn't go to him a lot. But you can see as this game moved on and it got closer to half with them being down by 2 scores, he's the guy that they wanted to put the ball in his hands, and he definitely made something happen there.
I don't know who the number was, but they got an amazing block from somebody on the right side of their line. It was a great block.
Yeah, excellent job of pinning in the contained guy and being able to get around that edge, like you said, Tad.
Sterling will receive the kickoff. Only 15 seconds to go first half. Sterling was up 14-0. It's now 14-7. This is a squib kick. Look out. Sterling did touch. It's going to go out of bounds. As it goes out of bounds at about the 45, I believe, because Sterling touched it first.
Touched it, yeah.
So they'll get it at the 45. 15 seconds still remaining on the clock.
You got to think you're just going to take a knee at this point.
Really?
At this point, I don't know.
I would go. Yeah, there you go. We talked about glass hat. What are you doing, Jay?
I am taking a knee, but with the way the last 2 minutes has gone, there's no telling what's going on here.
I might be willing to try a safe pass somewhere. It's not in the middle of the field, but you guys are the football players. I'm not.
Yeah, you can.
I will give you
credit. Do that. There's no right or wrong in this
With
situation.
this passing game, I'm giving a shot of a pass here to see what happens.
With Sterling getting the ball going into the half, up 7 points. To me, I just run the clock out here, but
now we have a stoppage of play. It looks like Gateway wants to take a timeout to talk things over.
This is really turning into a backyard football game.
This is interesting.
It's exciting, yeah. Definitely, you've definitely had your share of big plays in this first half.
So timeout taken by the Gators. Again, we have 15 seconds remaining here in the first half. Both these teams come in undefeated in the division. The winner of this will have a leg up as we go on with this the rest of the year. Sterling fans who've been around the program a long time know that the last division that Sterling won was 2005. It's been that long. They have not won one in this new South Jersey Football League conference that they're in. So this would be the early lead if Sterling can hold on to this one, but we got a long way to go.
Good timeout by Gateway there. They just kind of wanted to see what the offensive formation was going to be for Sterling so that they can adjust to it. With a timeout with 15 seconds left, it's a free timeout.
Here we go. 1st and 10 from their own 45. Battellini from the shotgun. Quick pass outside. They jumped on it. They get it by and down the sidelines. Caught by Taim Sally. That was almost picked off.
Had one-on-one at the far side of your screen there with soft coverage, though. So I think it was Binks out there in the cornerback position. Did a real good job of not turning his hips and sitting on that route. And, oh, man, he almost...
Clock stops. 9 seconds remaining.
And with his speed, too.
And Sterling calls time out. That was their second. They have one remaining. I'll tell you what. When he threw it, I was like, uh-oh.
Yeah, me too.
That was a great read.
But now at this point, you got to think for Sterling, they got Jeremy Clark, who we've talked about on this channel a lot.
All right, and I literally talked to him today. He was in the TV studio. I said to him, Jeremy, I know you're a good kicker. I said, what are you comfortable with? He said, I'm comfortable 40 yards. I go, what do you think your max is? He goes, Coach, I think I can make a 50-yarder. So if you go by the 50-yarder thing, that means you're going to kick the ball from the 40.
They need about 6 yards on this play to get to the 50 yards.
I have a feeling you might see a field goal try.
34.
You might see it. And this has got to be a quick play because there's only 9 seconds remaining.
They do have a timeout, so...
Battellini from the shotgun. He's looking. He's going deep down the sidelines, but somebody crossed their wires there. Is cutting in on the play with Sally, and the ball went outside.
Kind of a smart play there, just to throw it away. There was nothing open. You don't want to heave it and then hope for the best, especially in a situation where you're up 7 points. You're getting the ball at the half.
It's a shame here because, again, I think if you get 5 or 6, you go for the field goal. I think here you're either going for the end zone or you're just saying forget it.
Yeah, I think you have to go for that. Have to do that.
So you have 4 seconds until the half. Sterling up 14-7. 3 wideouts. Near side, 1 wideouts, far side. Battellini's going to hand it off straight up the middle. This is Stewart. Stewart, unfortunately, is going to run out of time as he gains about 7 yards, and it takes us to the half. A very interesting, diverse half of play here from Gateway. We have played a first one half. Sterling leads it 14-7. What we'll do is we'll just give you our live audience a shot of the clock so you know when to come back and join us. Second half, we'll take a break. Sterling leads it 14-7. Test check 1 2 3. Test check 1 2 3. Test check 1 2 3. Test checking 1 2 3. Test check 1 2 3. Check 1 2 3. Check 1 2 3. handheld. Jack Kozaneski, Kevin Schulz, Jason Schulz, Emmy Award-winning cameraman Ben Nicholas. Second half, great game, 14-7. Gateway does a great job. Second life on that big play before the half.
No doubt about it. That's going to change everything, and it really has them right back in this game.
Yeah, what a wild end of the half. Turnovers, scores, back and forth, big plays. I'm sure both teams were good to just settle the nerves in the halftime.
For Gateway,
whether or not they got ripped into or not, you never know.
For Gateway, DJ Bink running 8 carries, 120 yards. He was 1 for 4, 10 yards passing. Aiden Barbado, 7 carries, 16 yards. Lamar Smith, 2 for 13. Jacob Finger, 1 for 5. For Sterling, Gary Battolini, 5 for 7, 120 yards. Jermaine Stewart, 10 carries, 69 yards. Josh Hernandez, 1 for 2 yards. Briley Sharp, 1 for 3. Receiving, Jaden Ollie Ward caught 1. It went 56 yards. Tyreem Sally, 2 catches, 33 yards.
Now, Mr. Schul's math teacher, give me all the averages on those.
I'll get right on, and I'll get back to you at the end of the weekend.
Mr. Schulz gave me a math lesson in his class today. It was outstanding. I was impressed. I learned.
Then I hit the week. Let's hit the weekend, no math.
Let's go. All right, it's weekend math list. All right, I like that. All right, we gave you the math. It's a 7-point lead, Sterling. Gateway to kick off. Sterling has led from the start. They led it at 1 point 7-0, then 14-0. It is now 14-7.
If you're Sterling here coming into the second half, you want to have a slow, methodical drive down the field, keep your defense off the field, keep Gateway's offense off the field, and go ahead and score a touchdown.
Oh, boy. Good job. It looked like one of my infielders there. Nolan Giles had to reach back to grab that. That's been 2 effective kicks like that for Gateway.
Yeah, at this point, Sterling's going to have to be ready for that because that's 2 of them now, and it didn't look like they were ready either time.
Something to be said for having a guy like Nolan Giles on that second level with pretty good hands to be able to get that and haul it
There
in.
are many high school players that would not have made that play.
Not at all.
Yeah, almost like he grabbed it behind his helmet.
Yes.
Too.
And he wasn't startled or anything. He was very composed in doing it. So that's a little. It looks like a little play, but it's a big play because the last thing with what transpired in the end of that first half is to have Gateway get the ball in a turnover fairly deep in the strong end of the field.
So Stewart will start in the backfield. 1st and 10, Sterling. Your black helmeted player is Jaden Ollie Ward. He's your featured wide receiver. Battolini from the shotgun. 1st and 10 from the 42. Ollie Ward in motion. He'll line up on the right slot. Stewart. Gateway answers that. That'll be no gain whatsoever. Leading the charge in there was Lamar Smith.
Interestingly enough, on that play, sending the motion over to make trips, Gateway didn't really react very well, and I expect C.J. Barrett to notice that and try and go attack it.
No gain, 2nd and 10. 1 wide out far side, 2 wide outs to the near side. Stewart the lone setback. 1st and 10. Battolini, good fake, gets the pass off. This is double coverage and almost intercepted. Devin Foreman, as Battolini was off balance when he threw it into double coverage.
Yeah, that's a play where we talked about in the first half where he actually threw it away. You could see kind of what bad can transpire if you just throw it up into double coverage and hope.
Yeah, and not a bad. It looked like Jaden Ollie Ward turned into defensive back right there and knocked the ball down.
Yeah, the defender had it in his hands too.
3rd and 10. 2 wide outs far side, a wide out to the near side. Battolini from the shotgun. Wants to pass, looking far side, gets it off. It is caught by Ollie Ward, gets by 1, gets by 2, still on his feet. Ollie Ward is going to get the first down, an amazing carry and run of 11 yards. Yes, that young man should be psyched.
Sterling playmakers making plays.
Yeah, and we talked about how Sterling's receivers are always not just happy getting the ball, they want to make the run after the catch. And there's no play that exemplifies that more than what Jaden Ollie Ward did on that play. One of the better athletes on the field, and boy, he showed it right there.
1st and 10 in Gateway territory. Start with the handoff, near side, around the edge. Turning it here is Hernandez. Hernandez across the 40 and a gain of about 7.
Props the offensive line on that play right there.
Absolutely.
Before even the running back cut up field, he was already 4 yards up the field just because the line pushed it that far ahead.
They got to that second level. That's where you see some of the guys bouncing off their blocks and also sealing out the linebackers flowing to the outside. Because I agree with you, Jay. There was nothing on that outside but open room for Hernandez to run.
2nd down and 3 for Sterling. Ball at the 40. Battolini from the shotgun. Quick hitter near side. Ollie Ward. He is hit hard. Gains about 2. Going to be about a yard shy of the first down. The quarterback on offense. Actually, check that. That was Lamar Smith on the tackle.
And they're really getting the ball to Ollie Ward. Now you're seeing Gateway get bodies over to him when he catches the ball. Might not be a bad idea on a pump fake to Jaden Ollie Ward, having somebody go a step that way, freeing somebody else up. Be interesting to see what happens with that moving forward in this half.
3rd down and 3. 2 wideouts to the far side. That's Ollie Ward and Sally. Wide out to the near side. 1 lone setback. Battolini from the shotgun on 3rd and 3. Hand it off. Straight up the middle and close to a first down was Briley Sharp. They mark it right at the line to gain. We shall see.
That's like right there. We might see a measurement.
Wow.
I don't know.
I'm surprised they're not measuring that.
There is no virtual measurement here in high school as there is in the pros.
Sterling should fight for a measurement here.
Yeah, I don't see why you wouldn't get a measurement.
That is so close. That is.
Yeah,
that looks like a first.
The linesman on the sideline here just stopped the clock and said, "We got to look at this."
Yeah, because.
All right, it's guess time. It looks first down to me. Are you guys with me?
I think so.
Dad, honestly, you have the best angle.
Thank you. I'm closest. My perpendicularism is right in the coordinates.
A foot away
yes.
from where we are.
You have the most valued opinion.
I'm saying he's getting this, so we'll zoom in on the ball, and you guys will have the same look that we have. Is it a first down or a 4th down? Do we have the tush push?
Wait, are they doing?
I don't think they need it. I think this is first down.
Are they doing this incorrectly?
I hope they're doing it correctly. Let's see. Wow, this is close. Now it looks like no.
They're doing it in a weird way.
They're supposed to line it up at the 45. Yeah, they're working on that. They haven't done it yet.
They might have to go back.
This is if it's not, it's an inch.
Yeah, this is a quarterback sneak.
Brotherly shove. Here we go.
Anybody got an index card?
Yeah, it's that close. I mean, you can see like the referee's still trying to figure it out.
Somebody's got to make the call.
Dez was right out there. Dez was out the hash marks. Dez Wiggins, the coach.
So they're calling it 4th down.
All right, 4th down and millimeters. Referee, you can see he's going to hold. It's that close. He's got to sit there and have to hold the ball.
That was not to knock the refs, but that was a bizarre measurement.
It was. Usually you'll look away from the ball and how they try and line it up, and it looked like they changed it twice. But hey, you still have a chance to get the first down. It's not the tush push. Here's a formation for you. Looks like power eye here, guys. Power eye formation.
With your big back, Jermaine Stewart in the back.
And we are pushing it ahead anyway. And getting the first down is Battolini. That'll be his first rush of the game. He actually gets 2 yards out of it.
Good push with the offensive line there. And, you know, in the last few plays, first we talked about that play to the outside where the line did a good job sealing the linebackers coming the outside. That 3rd down play was for about 3 or 4. Real good job up front. So you're looking at an offensive line that right now is imposing its will on this defensive line of Gateway. And that was one of the things, Jason, when we talked about what had to happen to start this half. We were looking for a drive from Sterling, a ball control drive to wear down this defense of Gateway. And
a play like that, Mr. Schulz, is the offensive line imposing their will. Now, they may not love it because it's very messy, it's very physical, but if they're able to impose their will and push the ball off the line of scrimmage and get that first down, that's not only a momentum builder, but also telling the other side of the ball, like, we're here.
If you're just tuning in, we apologize for the labeling of the game. This was obviously supposed to be labeled football, Sterling versus Gateway, but the Gateway athletic director here, Mr. Mike DeTico, has done a great job. He hooked us up with a hard line hookup, which guaranteed us a good, solid broadcast. And unfortunately, the device thinks we're hardwired like we're back at Sterling, like we were for the soccer game, and that's why this came out like that. So we apologize for that. But again, we're glad we're able to get the game to you. And again, we can't thank Mike DeChico and what he's done here, this athletic staff. We have name cards in front of us.
This is the
The media guide here, too. It's 17 pages long. It's like what we used to get when I worked college games. Very, very impressive.
kudos.
Thank you very much. Again, if you're just tuning in, we have 8:39 to play, third quarter. Sterling leads at 14-7. We have an injured player on the field for Gateway who's now sitting up.
And the other thing about we're talking about how they are imposing their will on the defensive line. That just really looks even that much better when you consider the big play potential that Sterling has and what they showed throughout that first half.
Yeah, with their playmakers like Carter, like Sally, and even Battolini, who can just air the ball out on occasion.
I believe that is Anthony Hewitt. They're supporting his left shoulder or elbow.
Hope that young man's okay.
He's escorted to the sideline. Back to the field, 1st and 10 Knights from Gateway's 35, 8:35 and counting. Shotgun for Battolini. That's their regular formation. 1st and 10, he wants to pass. Quick one far side, caught by Ollie Ward. Ollie Ward pushes ahead. He's going to get about 7 yards across the 30.
Nice job by Battolini there, just hitting his wide open guy. The flat defender went to the flat, which left the hook curl zone wide open for Carter to be able to catch the ball and move upfield.
8 minutes remaining here in the third quarter. Sterling driving, 2nd down and 4. This is Stewart. Stewart pushing ahead, falls down almost at the line to gain, and a gain of about 4.
And you saw Julian O'Donnell pulling there, really laid his guy out. He's really had an outstanding game up front. We're talking about the line and what they're able to do. You saw Julian O'Donnell just really take his man with him and really play a big part in that play.
3rd down and 1. 7:24 and counting in the third. Knights with the ball. They lead at 14-7.
In field goal range, I'll add.
They are. 3rd and 1. Tush push also on the table. I'd just love to say that. Sorry. 3rd and 1.
Kind of a lighter box here. I like to run.
Stewart to his right. He finds a seam, and he's going to be tackled at about the 10 after a gain of 15 and a 1st down.
Jermaine Stewart's running with authority. As soon as he gets that ball and he hits the hole, he's through it, and watch out.
Stewart now 13 carries, 88 yards. 1st and goal. Ball at the 10. Most likely Stewart again. We'll see. 2 wideouts far side. Stewart, right side. Pushes ahead. He's going to get almost to the 6-yard line. It'll be 2nd and goal.
This has been a really good drive by Sterling thus far, taking almost half the quarter and looking to punch it in to finish it off.
6:26 and counting to play here in this third quarter. Knights lead at 14-7, looking for more. Taking a long look over at the signs coming in. 2nd and goal from the 6. They want to pass. In the end zone, throws it incomplete for Taheem Sally.
Had him.
He was open.
We had him. Yep.
Yeah, that's a throw battle. You went back. It's still an opportunity to score here on 2nd down. It's 3rd down now.
It is now 3rd. They haven't changed it yet. So 3rd and goal from the 6.
It'll be interesting to see Sterling's approach here as far as going forward on 4th down or bringing out the field goal unit and getting 3.
I'm taking the field goal myself.
Yeah, I would agree.
I'm taking 6 on this play.
Well, this is the one you want here, no doubt. Take it all out of doubt. 5:56 on the clock here in the third. Sterling with a 14-7 lead. This is a 3rd down and goal. Man in motion. He's going to throw it. Looking to throw. Man wide open. It is caught. Is he in bounds? Is he in bounds? He is in bounds. Taheem Sally with the catch, and I'm going to have a story about that play after we get the kick.
What an awesome play. The handoff brings the defense all the way to the ball carrier, including the pass defender, so he just lobs it up over his head for a wide open touchdown.
What a catch by
Awesome
Taheem
catch.
Sally. And obviously high school, you can get the 1 foot in, but he was in the corner. I thought he was going to be out of the end zone. You had that little delay, and then you saw the arms go up. Obviously far away from us, something that I'm sure Mr. K, when you redo it, you'll
We'll get a look
redo
at
the
that.
replay,
Yeah, I
zoom
mean,
it in, and do all the great things that you do with the video.
I mean, when he let it go and I saw where the receiver was standing, I'm
Yeah.
like, there's no way. And somehow he caught it and broke it in, brought it in. Now we have an injured player on the far side. So I'm going to get to my story. I decided to share the highlight tape of the game that when we last won the division was against West Deptford in 2005. So I shared the highlights with a couple of the coaches, one of them being C.J. Barrett. And after it was done, I said, CJ, did you notice our 2 plays, what we did in that? And he kind of looked at me and said, I kept saying halfback option. And I saw him like 3 times throughout the day, just joking around, just joking around. No, and he's not going to call that play, but I kept saying it worked both times. So that wasn't the exact same play there, but think of yourself as a defender on that play and what you would do on that play.
It's
Jay.
what do you do after Sterling has just drove all the way down the field, 3rd down, you have an opportunity to get a stop. Running back's running in the backfield with almost nowhere to go. So
Go get 'em.
you think you have him dead to rights, and then he just tosses it right over your head.
It was a beautiful play. Congratulations to the coaching staff on that play. Again, we're having an injury on the far side of the field right now. But
Great execution. I'm sorry.
yeah, great. He was
Great
play.
execution.
Great play designed.
And I'll go back. I'll go back to our receivers. How just having the presence of mind. At the high school level, you don't always see that. Obviously, in the NFL, college, they're great, but just having the presence of mind to go up after it and keep your feet in. And we've said great things about the receivers the whole day. I mean, a lot of high school receivers, and this is not just that play, will have the ball come into their shoulder pads. Our receivers put their hands up, get the ball with their hands, and they step into the ball, which a lot of times separates them a little bit from coverage, and the next thing they're looking for is turning the shoulders upfield. That's why we've seen some good runs after the catch, and this was just another way, the way they've been great, the wide receiver position, with catching the corners to the end zone.
Yeah, I like what you said about Sterling's wide receivers going up and getting to the ball. We saw Taheem Sally do it a couple times this game, and that is just absolutely what a quarterback loves.
Yeah.
Go get the ball. Go help me out. If I get, if the ball's thrown a little bit slower, go up and get it, because somebody else will. And quarterbacks love to see that. They love to throw to the receivers that they know are going to do that, and they just have a ton of confidence in that.
I'll tell you what, that play just completely made my weekend.
We got to get a camera on C.J. Barrett. Maybe he was pointing to you.
That's right. That's right. My assistant coach out there, good job. Well done. Extra point try coming up for Jeremy Clark. Sterling leads it 20-7. In to hold, it'll be Alan Chambry. I think the long snapper is Spiragowski. And you get a good kick there. You get a sense of what a decent leg is there, as that kick is good. 5:22 remaining, 3rd quarter. Knights leading at 21-7.
Excellent drive there by Sterling Knights. Dare I say perfect drive. Taking off half the quarter, punching it in for 6 with a big momentum play to top it off.
And we saw a little bit of everything. I mean, you saw them running the ball to the outside. We've seen them run off tackle, up the middle. The passing game is on display. And I think if you looked at this game at halftime and said, what team do you think has the best chance of coming out on top? I would say Sterling, not only because they were ahead by a score, but because they offer so much more of a diversified attack on the offensive side of the ball, and you really saw it there in that drive.
No doubt. You got Jermaine Stewart running it up the gut. just wearing down the defense, and then you get it out to your playmakers like Taheem Sally, like Joseph Carter, and have them make their plays with Battle Edie dishing out the rock.
Well, with DJ Bink on the field, this game is still not over. He already has a long run in this game of 80 yards, and he is back deep. I don't know if you want to kick deep here, if you just want to have one do what Gateway's done thus far. But 5:22 in the third. Sterling will kick off. They lead it 21-7. Clark to kick. Clark's waiting for a signal. Now he got it. That's a monster kick. Far side, bobbled it to 10. Camacho's going to get on it first. Actually, that was Camacho. Boy, he is quick.
Yeah, he is. He saw blood in the water right there.
Gateway going to come out 1st and 10. They hold the ball. They're going to be just shy of the 20. Now, the problem they have, guys, is they are capable, but they've only had one big play in the game, and chances are if it's their passing game is just not where they're at right now.
Yeah, we talked about them being willing to pass it, but as the game goes on, we're seeing that the pass isn't ultimately their strength. It's really Binks pulling it down and taking off with it. Binks is not in the game here.
He is not. Quarterback now is Giannini Pembroke. So Pembroke now in at quarterback. And Barbado to his right. You see, you can find him on the sidelines anywhere, Kevin.
I'm looking.
1st and 10, man in motion. Give it to the man in motion. Nice block around the end. This is Finger. Finger is tackled nicely. Camacho was in there. Also followed in, I believe that was Schlaley.
I definitely want to see Sterling's defense do a better job of keeping contained, not letting their playmakers like Bink, like Finger, get to the outside and push them back towards their defense where the linebackers can make a play.
Have we seen where Bink is as of yet, guys?
Not quite.
You see him on the bench, any of you guys?
No, we're looking for number 2, right?
Yeah, do not see a number 2 at all.
Could be a potty break.
Who knows? Sick? Who knows? He's on the table to the right.
Right.
They're working on his leg.
Wow.
All right,
Okay.
Thank you. Score, I don't know your name, but thank you, scoreboard operator. 2nd down and 8. Barbado. He is maybe a yard. And I heard sharks in the water. I think that's what we're seeing right now that they see the quarterbacks out.
Yeah, the defense is excited. They're playing excited right now.
And that's the one downside. Obviously, Bink is a dynamic player. They have him on both sides of the ball, but that's the one thing you worry about when he's playing defense is something happening like you see right here. And, boy, that just takes out the dynamic effect.
I know it's not on camera, but the trainer is rolling his calf with a roller, as in some type of cramping.
It actually looked like he was rolling both.
Both of them, oh boy. 3rd down and 7. Back to pass. Pass over everybody's head, intended for Jacob Finger. You're asking a lot of your backup quarterback here in Pembroke right now. 3:35 to go in the third. That'll bring the punt team on as they're deep in their own territory. And up off the bench now, as I'm watching, is DJ Bink. He is up trying to walk around.
A little bit.
Yeah,
Looks
tried
a
to
little
grab
tight.
his helmet and missed. He's got a series to relate. Now, again, the other thing is, Jason, he plays defense as well.
That's right. And C.J. Barrett is a guy who notices stuff like that. And I'll be ready and watching to see if he takes advantage of whoever is in there to replace him.
End over end kick. Chasing it is Tirado. Tirado's going to pick this up. Far side by 1. Ooh, he is upended. That was a nice form tackle there. Might have been Carlos Soriano. I'm having trouble seeing his number. 1st and 10 Knights in Gateway territory now. You could almost say, I hate to say it early with 3:22 going, a touchdown might be enough to put this game away.
And if you're thinking from a momentum standpoint, I honestly like Sterling taking a shot down the field right here.
You have to see check now. Is Bink in the game? I'm looking for number 2. I don't see him, guys.
I see him down here grabbing a drink.
All right, he's not in at this point, so he's
Okay,
one of your
talking.
starting. He's a good defensive player, too.
He's talking to Pembroke down on the sidelines.
1st and 10 Knights in Gateway territory.
1-on-1 bottom of the screen.
Shifting some help his way now.
Light box, too.
Low snap. Oh, boy. Hernandez picks it up. It wasn't pretty, but Hernandez is going to get about 3 yards.
Tripped up by Kingston Lamato.
I agree with you guys. Would not be surprised if they tried to take a shot upfield.
Especially if you're talking a backup, Jason. I think this goes back to what I guess you or your dad said. How about the pump fake on an out and send somebody? Because you'd have to think the likelihood of somebody buying on it would be a backup player.
Especially if said player has not been on the field yet and they're a little antsy, ready to go, and then you kind of use that to your advantage.
You're just reacting.
2 wideouts far side, 1 wideout near side. 2nd down and 7 for the Knights. In formation
Now
a
we're playing
long
time ball,
time.
too.
Yeah, long time. Want to pass, looking. Pass far side. Here's Ollie Ward. Cuts it back to the middle of the field. Not a lot of room there. He gets back to the original line of scrimmage, and he is now hopping off the field.
That was looked like they were ready to take a shot there, but it just wasn't there. And then they dished it off to their check down.
And now one of the linemen goes down for Sterling. A lot of cramping has been going on for both teams. Again, want to remind you, we had that Class of 75 reunion. That'll be next week. That will be held again at Adelphia's, but there'll be a tour of Sterling's campus at 4 o'clock next Friday. Our game is 6 o'clock with Gloucester Catholic. You can contact Nancy Pelouse at jpelouse, JPELOUZE, at AOL.com for more information. That game for Sterling next week will be on Sterling Channel 19 with the TV truck. That will be Gloucester Catholic at the Castle for that game. In case you're looking ahead to the schedule, following that, Collingswood comes to town on October 3rd. Then Clayton on the 10th. 3 more home games before they go to Lindenwold on Friday the 17th. And then at Haddon Township on Friday the 24th. And that was a game that we're told is going to be played, I believe I heard at Bishop Eustace. So that's the upcoming schedule.
It was interesting to see what Sterling did there. You saw Battolini looking to the far right side referee who has the red wristband on. When it comes down to it, a certain point of time on the play clock.
3rd and 7, pass far side, caught by Sally. Sally's going to be short of the first down. He is pushed out of bounds at about the 40. Sally's not happy about it. I mean, it looked a little far. Sally jumped up, not happy at all. It's going to be 4th and about 3. You're out of field goal range.
It's 4th and 3 for Sterling.
Sally now with 4 catches for 38 yards.
Gotta have confidence here. Definitely go for this. Get the first down. Keep this drive moving. Try and get it into the 4th quarter.
1:32 to play here, 3rd quarter. Knights with the ball. They lead at 21-7. It's a 4th and 4.
Punting. Never mind.
Now they are going to go. All right. The formation started back. 1 wide out near side. 4th and 4. Pitch it near side. Cut back. No, I don't think he's going to make it. His cutting with it there was Briley Sharp. They mark him short. It's going to be a turnover on downs.
Yeah, that was an excellent job by Gateway's defense there. Staying in their run lane, staying disciplined, because when he cut back, he ran right into somebody.
Right there. Yeah, they had multiple players there, defenders, to make the stop.
And DJ Bink is back on the field, so he will quarterback this set of downs.
Like I said, I want to see Sterling do better at keeping contained, keeping the quarterback not only in the pocket on pass plays, but if they try to get to the outside, don't let them. Push them back in, force them where your guys are.
1:25 to play, 3rd quarter. Gateway still with life here. They trail at 21-7. Their starting quarterback, DJ Bink, back into the ball game. Barbado back in the backfield with them. You can see him stretching out his leg right there. This is going to be a battle for Bink the rest of this game. Man in motion, near side. Bink wants to keep it himself. Good cut right there. Going to gain of 3, maybe 4 yards before he's tackled on the play by Jermaine Stewart.
We saw Bink. He wanted to get to the outside again, like I was just talking about. But Jane Daniels, number 0, you saw, made sure he couldn't do that. He couldn't get to the sideline. Made him cut upfield, ran right into one of the defenders.
And I think the big thing there was you saw some tight containment. He stepped up. Sometimes if you stretch out the containment too far, the cutback's wide open. It's got a lot of area for these playmakers to make plays. And DJ Bink obviously is a playmaker. But that's a great job by Sterling.
A shout out to teacher Rob Strauss checking in today. Dan Farr, former broadcaster, checking in as well, wishing the Knights well. 38 seconds and counting here in the third. 2nd down and 6.
Formation. They're going to pitch it.
There's your pitch. This is Smith. Smith is brought down on an outstanding tackle. Chase Sparagowski, a junior, loss of about 2.
Shot out of a cannon right there, Kev.
Yeah, and you know what? That's a big play because Sterling did not have containment on that far side. There was plenty of room, but Sparagowski came from the backside and just made an outstanding individual effort.
And that is going to do it for action here in the third quarter. We played 3 quarters here from Gateway High School. Gateway will have the ball when we return in the 3rd down. The Knights lead it 21-7 here in Sterling High School, TV 19. Tad Kazaneski, Kevin Schulz, Jason Schulz, award-winning, Emmy award-winning cameraman, editor, producer, Mr. Ben Nicholas doing the camera, coming back.
One of the longest titles I think I've ever heard. You got everything in there.
Well deserved. He ran the crew for me for a couple years. Miss him a lot, but he was nice enough to come back and help us out here today. 3rd down and 8 coming up. Bink from the shotgun. He's rolling right. Gets the pass off and almost intercepted. He overthrew Jacob Finger. And we'll see if they elect to go for it here on 4th down.
Great pass coverage there by Sterling. There was nowhere to throw the ball. Everybody was covered up on every level. When you roll out like that, you're looking for levels, looking to try and find low, medium, high. Everything was blocked up.
Punt team out for Gateway. 11:53 remaining here in this 4th quarter. Knights up 21-7. The last time they won 4 in a row was back in 2017. The last time they won 4 in a row to start a season was 2013.
I'm watching Chase Sparagowski, number 15 here. He already has a block punt on the night.
To the right side. He's going to run. Here we go. He is going to lose yards. And the ball popped out. Sterling might even have it. Camacho right in the middle of that stuff.
Awesome.
But you got to watch Ray Camacho, even in the celebration. He almost knocked over Taim Sally.
Well, that tells you just how desperate Gateway feels they're in right now, the situation that they're in.
And it's almost admitting that you don't have the big play potential, that you got to try it on the special teams play.
Yeah, and I don't know, when Bink rolled out on that one, I would think that, hey, if everybody's covered,
just kick it.
You're rolling out. If everybody's covered on the previous play, Bink quarterback, run. I mean, he's a guy who doesn't need a whole lot of space. Just try and make something happen. He's a unique player.
11:45 to play in this one. Sterling with the ball, leading at 21-7. Been a great defensive year for the Knights. Nice reverse handoff. Here comes Stewart. That was pretty. gain of almost 10 as the quarterback, Battolini, had to turn around to hand it to him.
Yeah, nice counter action there by Battolini and Stewart.
It really made the play because Gateway was able to get penetration into the backfield, and that kind of looked like it threw them off a little bit.
And on that play, Stewart has now rushed for 102 yards. 15 carries, 102 yards.
Now, I would expect to see what we saw a little bit of earlier. Battolini's going to look for that far judge off the left sideline with the red wristband. He's going to step out when the time on the game or the play clock gets low.
11-12 and counting. 1st and 10 inside the 30. And that's exactly what he's looking at right now. You don't have the clock on the field, so that's what you got to watch. He stepped on. Here we go. Handoff. Stewart bounces off. Going to be tackled by Kingston Lamano. Gain of about a yard.
The offense's job at this point in the football game, with up 2 scores into the 4th quarter, hold on to the ball as long as you can, drive-wise, but also hold it high and tight. You don't want to end up turning the ball over.
You feel like a second defender is coming in, and we have guys who get a lot of yards after the catch. I think that'd be a mistake in this yards after initial hit. I'm sorry, to try and get that in not holding on to the ball and securing the ball.
2nd down and 8. 1 wide out to the far side. That's Giles. 2 wide outs to the near side. 2nd down and 8. You haven't figured out we're right behind the band. They want to throw. Battolini going to the end zone, wide open for the touchdown. Gabe Tirado on a beautifully run play and a beautifully thrown ball, and the Knights increase the lead.
What an awesome play. You know what they did there, Kev? They faked the tunnel screen, which has been so successful this game and the season beyond. Gateway has film on that play. They were ready for it, but this time, pump fake, go deep. Wide open, nobody there.
Almost reverse, because on the tunnel screen, a lot of times they fake middle and then go to the tunnel screen. This kind of reversed it with that and then going deep, and the receiver was wide open.
And Sterling being able to establish that play on film the past couple games, and even today with the touchdown earlier, that's what makes that play, is how you develop it earlier on in the game and how you work up to that.
Setting it up.
Yep.
Clark makes the kick. It is 28-7 Knights. 9:58 remaining in this one. We talked about Sterling's defense and the good start they've been off to this year. In the Buna game, shut them out. Mastery game of Camden, shut them out. Pittman, 13 points, 7 points tonight against a 3-0 team. What can you guys say thus far what you've seen about the defense?
Well, I'm going to give credit to Coach Cordova, Coach C, Coach Sizzle, however you want to call him. But he's been doing a great job at drawing up the defenses, pitching 2 shutouts so far this year. Only 7 on the board thus far going into the 4th quarter. Credit to him on the schemes he's been coming up with. He actually left his blitz package up here.
Oh, you got to read it? All right.
Jeez. The scouting report.
He asked me, "You're not giving away any secrets." I said, "Oh, that's plays." You guys knew what that was. It was impressive. Again, we talk a lot about offense when we talk about football, but I really want to make sure this defense of Sterling gets their due because, especially tonight, Binnick, is a really talented player, and they've maintained him to just the one big play so far.
And the defense coming into this game, they knew that they were going to be a big factor as far as going out here and trying to win this game, and they really showed up tonight.
Picked up on a hop. Sterling all over that as they get out about the 22-yard line.
Yeah, Sterling's defense, even at the end of the 2nd quarter, obviously they had that big play that there was a couple mistakes on. If looking past that, they were Gateway was driving down the field, real methodical drive, but they were able to stand their ground, only give up short yardage plays, and then eventually it led to that turnover.
So Gateway trailing it now 28-7. Going to have to pull a rabbit out of the hat here with 9:48 remaining in this game. And let's see. Okay, going back out is Bink. Again, he's not 100%, but he's going to try and fight through it.
This is where you don't want to see like that play at the end of the half where they get a little too conservative and they lose contained and then bad things happen. You just want to stay disciplined. Don't even think about the scoreboard. You got to think, I got to play my defense, do my job.
Bink wants to pass. He's going to scramble. Gets by one. Still on his feet. Gets the ball off. Incomplete. I'll tell you what. Ooh, we have a little bit of pushing
Relax.
away from the ball. I don't know if you caught it at home, but I'll tell you what. Let's give Bink an award for escaping 3 times on that play.
He's twitchy. He's elusive.
I'm watching that develop, and I said Sterling's doing everything they need to do. They're closing him in, but he only needs just a little bit of daylight. And you said it, Jace. He's twitchy. He's tough to get hold of. He's a typical guy where you can't run out of control. You've got to break down.
What a talented player. We have 9:34 on the clock here in the game. Gateway with the ball. They trail at 28-7. We are going to attempt to have a post-game show with Kevin Schulz down on the sidelines after this one. 2nd down and 10. Ball picked up, thrown. This is going to no man's land. Incomplete.
Interestingly enough, Bink actually had his receiver. He had the leverage starting out on the seam. If that was a little bit of a cleaner snap, he would have been able to step back and make a nice throw and potentially get a pretty good gain. But we talked about timing, especially on that tunnel screen. Timing on every play is important.
Clock with 9:26 remaining. It is a 3rd down and 10. If you're just tuning in, it's 28-7. The Knights lead it. The Gators trying to come up with a big play to get themselves back in the game. One of the coolest mascots in the league, too, right in front of us on the track, the Gator. I don't know if he has a name, but pretty cool looking. Quick slant near side, in and out of the hands, and then bumped into.
They tried to tunnel screen of their own with trying to get some linemen and a tight end out there to block.
That was a good throw. Finger had a chance to catch it, but just couldn't get all the fingers on it, I guess. Here comes the punt team.
Again, I'm watching not Connor Sparagowski. Connor Sparagowski is his brother. Chase Sparagowski on this play. He's already got a block tonight, and he's been flying around in the backfield, not only tonight, but last week as well.
I'll have to share some pictures later on social media. Our cameraman, Ben Nicholas, has an assistant cameraman tonight. He has a praying mantis filming the game with him up there. Can never get enough help. That ball gets kicked and off the head of one of the Gateway players.
Now, one of the coaching points on that is if that were to happen, the receiving team has free reign at the ball. They can touch it. They could do whatever with it. They could kick it if they wanted to. They still get the ball where the ball was touched. So that gives an opportunity for the receiving team to go ahead and make a play. But luckily for Gateway, he was able to find it and grab onto it.
If you're interested to see what a praying mantis looks like with the camera, I'm going to post it on Twitter for you right now.
Don't hurt it. It's like a $250 fine.
Yeah, you can't touch that thing. Here he is. He's helping broadcast the game for us up on the roof today.
Ben just does it all.
Man, getting me shots of a praying mantis.
Can we add more to his title than you already had on there?
Praying mantis helper?
Yeah, it just never ends with this guy.
1st and 10 Knights. We're winding it down 4th quarter. They're going to try and wind some clock here. Right side, cutting it ahead is Hernandez. Hernandez for about 3. He now has 4 carries for 15 yards. And this is the old school, keep both hands on the ball.
Yep.
Because you're basically first man holding them up. The next 2 or 3 are going for that ball.
You're worried about clock. You're not worried about extra yardage.
I'm watching our linemen here. I want to see how they take care of their assignments in a situation like this. This is where you actually, it almost gets easier because they're a little bit deflated. They're not as ready. This is when you want to just keep going after them.
Julian O'Donnell, Desi Mullen, Liam Crawford. Trying to see who else. Danny Capabianco. Done a nice job tonight. 2nd down and 7 for the Knights. Hernandez on the pitch, and he kicks it, and I think Gateway has it. Waiting for the signal, and they do. So the Gators pick it up. That is the 2nd turnover of the game for the Knights, their 2nd fumble.
Yeah, that just can't happen. Got to look the ball all the way in. That's your first priority. Even if it's A tie game, you're down points. That's the first priority. You got to look the ball in.
8:04 on the clock remaining in this game. 28-7. Sterling leads it. On the upcoming schedule, we're going to have girls soccer. Our first look at girls soccer. And Montgomery Dram, who already has 9 goals in the season through a handful of games.
Purdue bound.
Heck of an
Montgomery
egg.
Dram.
That girls soccer team has brought us a lot of exciting action in the last couple of years, especially with winning the girls Coaches Cup a few years ago after beating a number of big-name teams. 1st and 10. Back to pass. Across the middle. What a pass there. Caught on the play by Smith. Smith has a chance to go, and he is going to go. That is a 56-yard pass play, and this game is not over yet.
We talked about 2 things that can hurt you, Jace. Turnovers and big plays, and that's what happened for Gateway on successive plays.
And we saw it at the latter end of the first half, too. The potential that's there, if you're going to make those mistakes, that they can take advantage of it.
Gator jumps in the end zone. He's happy. I guess he was running after the cheerleaders. He's about 30 yards behind them. Might want to work on his cardio in the offseason.
You definitely gave this Gateway team some life.
Oh, they did. Gateway still with 3 timeouts remaining. Extra point try for Barbado. Barbado gets it long enough. Is it down the middle? It is. 28-14 now the score. 7:50 remaining in this game. What'd you see go wrong defensively there, guys?
Defensively, I mean, the leverage on the receiver there was outside leverage, up the seam. You kind of want to be inside because the inside is the direct path from the quarterback to the receiver. And then the safety got over a little bit late, and the receiver was able to make a play.
Well, there's 7:50 remaining. You have 3 timeouts. We'll see what they elect to do kicking here. If you're pros, you have to declare if you're going for an onside kick. I wish I knew the rule in high school.
Well, look, we've seen a couple kicks from the Gators that have been a little bit odd so far. This is obviously, you have to expect it here. Yeah. You have to come up with a game plan and figure out what you're going to do to be able to combat this.
Have the hands guys out there.
Not only have they done it
all right,
twice so far, but now they have to be planning on it.
They're giving me the look, the way the kicker lined up the ball. I think this is an onside kick coming our way.
Yeah, he almost did like a mock swing at it.
Yeah, he just turned the ball. It's facing up. Now, Sterling only has 4 players up. They might spend a timeout here. Let's see. No, they want. All right, they're calling the 10-yard line. Sterling has 4 players up. Let's see what they elect to do on this kick.
Make sure it goes 10 yards.
5 up. Yeah, I lost one. All right, there's your onside kick. It bounces high. Anybody's book. Good job to grab that by Joe Carter. And now a rugby scrum. And the ball somehow gets out to the 50-yard line. Fortunate that Joe Carter got that. Sterling lined up with 5 across the front line. And that was a pretty good onside kick there.
It was, and I'm going to give a ton of credit to Joe Carter, not only going up and getting the ball, but you say, in a situation like this, you want to hold on to the ball. He was going for the extra yards, but had both hands on the ball tight. That's just a great job there by Joe Carter.
It's the little things sometimes, Jason. That was a little thing that helped.
Yeah, I mean, like you said, that was almost a perfect kick. Got that little one-hopper right at the first line. That's exactly what you want. Gives your guys times to get downfield. Maybe you lay a couple hits on the guys and then go get the ball. Somebody's got to find the ball. But luckily, Sterling was able to grab a hold of it. Now, moving into Sterling's offensive drive. Handoffs.
Yeah.
All right, we're told there was a penalty called against Sterling assisting the runner.
Yeah,
I was talking to the official up here. You can't pull him. So thank you to our official standing next to me. That's why it goes back. 1st and 10 from the 38. Want to pass it first time, and good job just to catch that by Ollie Ward. Ollie Ward around the edge. He's going to get pushed out of bounds after a gain of about 11.
Sterling is staying aggressive here.
And we talked a lot about the receivers, what they've been able to do. A lot of great things tonight. I'm going to point out what Nolan Giles did there on the outside, because receivers not only catch, they also block, and he did a good job taking his man out, getting some more space out there.
Unofficially, guys, I have Battellini 11 for 14, 155 yards. Unofficially.
Any sacks tonight?
I don't remember any if there are. They're going to hand off up the middle here. Good job by Stewart. A flag is going to bring this back most likely.
Credit to the offensive line for no sacks tonight.
Official going to come out. Usually on a run play, bad news for the offense. Shout out to my dad, Coach K, the assistant coach of the baseball team, saying that the Silver Knights look for real this year. He's liking what he sees. I'm sure this is coming back. Here comes the official. It is holding. Oh, legal substitution. They'll offset. Yeah, but I don't know if you caught it at the bottom of the screen. You had two players for Gateway were standing there looking at each other. Nobody knew who was coming off. Now the coach is having a conversation with the referee.
Coach is on the numbers here when
I think he's saying we got them off the field. I don't read sign language.
If it was a home game, we'd be running replays right now.
Yeah, and we would see it. You're right. We don't have that advantage here. He's still in the field. Now he's yelling at the other official. Obviously not happy.
Yeah.
2nd and 2, 7-12 in counting as they will now wind the clock. Stewart, first down, pushing ahead, backing in. Stewart's going to get a little more than 10, and there's a Gateway player down on his own 45, and he is cramping up.
Stewart with an excellent example of keeping two hands on the ball. As soon as you feel contact, the ball is all you're thinking about. You're not thinking about more yards in this situation. You're just thinking, let me keep the ball.
Unofficially, I have Stewart for 17 carries, 114 yards. As a lot of cramping starting now. It's usually not quite this hot as we're nearing the end of September.
Totally been an odd weather year for football.
And again, you're on turf. When the sun's out, it's a little hotter down there. No sun tonight, obviously. I want to remind you we have girls soccer coming up for the first time. That will be on Tuesday as they play against Holy Cross. They came up short today against West Deptford. They lost that game 2-0. John Daly also giving us a shout out from Georgia down there. John Daly, former girls assistant basketball coach, enjoying what he sees from the Knights, says they're looking good. So I appreciate all the shout outs, people reaching out to us. Hope you had a chance to go to Twitter, see our assistant cameraman, the praying mantis.
Ben doesn't miss a beat.
Ben is tough. If I had a mic for Ben, we'd talk to him right now, but Ben is on the roof. We are in the press box.
And Ben's producing the Temple Coaches Show.
Yeah, right? Temple University, Coach Casey Keeler, he produces the show for television now.
Ben was there all of 1 week and got that.
He's that good, folks. I'm telling you. He is that good. That's why we had to talk to his agent, get him out of retirement to come back for this one. It was tough.
Ben could be his own agent, I think.
Yeah, he probably could be. A lot of other great guys from our crew last year. As your boy, they're helping this young man off the field. I believe it is cramping. And unless you've had a cramp in your leg, you don't know actually how painful it is. It seems silly, but it is painful.
Especially when it wakes you up in the middle of the night.
That happens to me all the time.
Which I'm sure these players are going to experience tonight.
Correct. Get a shout out to Jake Clark. Jeremy Clark's older brother at Rowan was announcing minor league baseball for the Wilmington Blue Rocks this summer.
Danny Leakin also over at Temple.
He just did a sports update for Temple. Up the middle is Sharp. Sharp for about 2. It's funny, too. We won the national award for the best high school broadcast in America. I have still yet to receive the trophy. We were awarded that in November. They keep telling me any day now. I'm like, wow.
Just not today.
Not today. Any day but today. But, yeah, we're still enjoying our revolution around the sun, and we'll probably get it the day the next award is announced. But we'll see. 2nd down and 8. 6:15 and counting in this one. Sharp. He goes down. No gain on that. Isaiah Hartman on a stop. Clock will continue to run.
Winding down the clock. And like you said, Jace, you're seeing these guys, even before contact, both arms on the ball. You know, coaches can preach it all they want, but seeing what happened, and again, that wasn't much with the turnover. It wasn't because you were hitting contact. It was just bad mistaken execution. But seeing a turnover, then a touchdown happen on the field makes the coach's message get there much better. And you're seeing now with them really doing a great job on ball control.
Absolutely. It's all about
possession.
It's ultra discipline right now. Ultra discipline. You're thinking about the ball and the ball only. It'll be interesting to see what they're going to do here on 3rd down, going into the 4th down if it gets there.
3rd and 8, 5:14 and counting in this game. Stewart wants it. Stewart with a ton of energy. He's going to get 7 and close to a 1st down.
Excellent run there. It looks like a 1st down to me. Yep, they're signaling ahead.
And we have another young man down for Gateway. We're getting close to having to call off the post-game show the way this one's going. As they're down on there, we told you about some of the things coming. I'm going to try and find out if I can what the boys soccer team did today.
Getting that 1st down was very important there. Don't even have to worry about what to do on a 4th down with trying to kill the clock. And now on 1st down, you got probably another 2 minutes off the clock automatically.
Sterling looks like they're well on their way to winning their 4th game in a row. Again, last time they did it, actually won 4 games in a row, was 2017. Last time they started the season 4-0 was 2013. I believe both those years they won 8 games.
Mr. K, I almost want to stop you there just with what we've seen so far in this game at the 2nd half. I don't want to introduce any jinx.
No jinx? Okay, I'll be quiet. We'll be good. Thank you. Keep me in check. All right, the boys soccer team won a big game today. They beat West Deptford 2-1. So a big game for them. And what's crazy about the soccer and the Colonial this year in the division that we're in, everyone's beating one another. So literally, Coach Marley was there today and gave me the old map. This one beat this one, who beat that one, who beat this one, who beat us, who we beat them. It's like a big circle right now.
Going to go down the levels of tiebreakers when it gets time.
It could be. So the first time through, it's just that there's no clear-cut leader. Where the Knights are right now, they would be 4-0 in the division with this football game tonight, and they would hold their own fate in their hands the rest of the way. We know, if you don't follow this team closely, they're in one of the lower divisions in football, so they know in order to qualify for the playoffs, maybe one loss is all that they can handle.
Yeah, every game is of utmost importance. Doesn't matter who the opponent is. You got to go out there, go get a win, and keep your season going.
And so for Gateway example, realistically, knock on wood, if you're a Knights fan, they're going to go down. They have Clayton next week. Then they're at Woodbury, Gloucester Catholic, Mastery, and Pittman. If they can possibly just lose one game, they're still in the discussion, but they're going to have to win out.
Yeah.
Ryan Lemonshuk comes off the field, a sophomore.
And I think coming into this game, you just felt like if Sterling was able to do a lot of the good things that they've done, and I'll point to that 2nd half against Pittman, just, again, with all the different weapons they have on offense, and if they can execute, come up with the big plays like they have, you felt like this is a game they could pull out. And obviously still 5 minutes left. Crazier things have happened, but things are definitely looking good at this point.
Yeah, and as well as this game has gone at times for Sterling, there is some definitely teachable moments that assistant coach Brandon Grace is definitely going to bring up to me and talk about, and not only me, but the kids in the locker room. He's going to hammer home all the mistakes, make sure that he holds these guys to a very high standard, and that's the theme of this locker room.
1st and 10 for the Knights. Clock now winding. 4:44 and counting in this one. Looking to go 4-0 for the first time to start the season since 2013. It's been a long time coming. Stewart. I'll tell you what, let's give Gateway credit, guys. Gateway is playing to the final whistle, and they take a timeout there.
Playing hard, and we talked a lot about how Sterling a couple years ago was in a tough spot with their program. I know, it's been a little bit back, but there were times when Gateway, you're talking 10, 12 years ago, had trouble fielding the team, and that can happen with smaller schools, but they've got themselves on the right track. There's no question about that. You see good numbers out here as far as a lot of kids on the roster. And, and to what you're saying, Tad, the culture's there because you see them playing hard, still playing hard in the game where they're down.
I mean, we've done many games with many teams over the years. We've been in situations like this, and it's obvious that the team has given up.
Sure.
And I want to really credit this Gateway staff and players. They are playing hard. They are playing clean. I mean, we can go back a couple weeks ago where there was a 15-yard penalty going at the end of every play.
Yeah.
We're not seeing that.
No.
There's a difference between playing hard, which we're seeing tonight, and what we saw a few weeks ago. 2nd down and 10. 4:20, clock starts on the snap. Stewart still on his feet, spinning, adding to his total. He's going to get 15 more yards. He now has 20 carries for 135 yards.
A little bit of everything there. You saw the quick first step out of his stance, getting to that hole, spinning, and the power in his legs, the ability he has of taking people, something we talked about. But you also see great balance there. He gets hit, spun, stays on his feet.
Kevin
really has a little bit of everything.
With nobody in front of me, I would have trouble running and spinning around, let alone people grabbing you and trying to tackle you. 1st and 10 Knights, inside the 20, 3:45 and counting in this ball game. Stewart. A little bit of offensive push there, maybe gets him 3. Puts him over 21 carries in this game, 138 yards.
Keeps the clock moving here on 2nd down.
And while we get a chance here, I want to thank Mike
As they took a
DeChico
timeout.
to helping us out here, getting us, the media guide, giving us a nice spot in the press box. Thank you, Mike. We really appreciate it. He's up here with us and making us feel at home, as always. So we appreciate that. And we were talking driving up here, Kevin and I, in our 35 years of broadcasting high school football, we've had a couple memory-filled games. One of them, believe it or not, this field, Kevin Harvey played his last game on this field for Paulsboro, one of the greatest players of all time. Paulsboro Field was being redone. They played Gloucester in the championship game. That game was on this field. I had an opportunity to announce another game on this field. Somebody by the name of Joe Flacco, as a freshman, played his first game as a quarterback here on this field. And then, Kevin, if you want, do you want the other one we talked about?
And this, we just mentioned a little bit ago how Gateway was really down, but the first year they really kind of got things back together. I'll let you.
All right, we'll get this play in a second. We are at 2nd and 8. There's that reverse handoff. Here comes Stewart. He sees the end zone, and he has scored from 18 yards out.
The knockout blow.
What can you say that you haven't said already about Jermaine Stewart? And again, and the offensive line, too. The offensive line really has taken over. You needed a drive like this, especially after the big play, to get it to within 2 scores. And I feel like the one thing about this game, it's been a little bit back and forth, but overall, when Sterling had to respond either with a big play on offense or a stop on defense, they've been able to do that.
Or even coming out of the half. Coming out of the half after you just gave up that big play, going down, taking off half the quarter, and finishing it in the end zone with an awesome play.
There's that kick again. It is good. We have 3:16 remaining in this game. Sterling has put up 35 points. They scored 41 in the first, 48 in the second, 37 against Mastery, and now 35 tonight. My math isn't good, but that's a lot of points.
I mean, who do you're game planning against Sterling? Who do you focus on? Jermaine Stewart? You do too much of that, they can beat you through the air. They can beat you around the outside. They can have a methodical ball control drive. So
it's definitely as well balanced of an offensive scheme and personnel as that you could see in South Jersey football.
And you talked about the scheme, Jace, how well they set up the plays with the tunnel screen. Then they see them go downfield. They just have, it just seems like it's a good game plan, and from an execution standpoint, the kids know how to carry it out. And this is a program right now that's just playing with a lot of confidence.
Absolutely, absolutely. And, this is a point in the game where you kind of hope to get your second teamers in, get them their reps, and, get some plays on film for those guys to be able to critique, to be able to get better.
It's a blast of a kick. Gateway on one hop. Nice job to pick that up. And Sterling brings it in about the 21 or 22 yard line with 3:08 remaining in this one.
Trying to come up with a trivia question for you guys.
Oh, goody. Got the two old guys here, so
I don't
maybe
know
a
if
good
I
one.
can get very specific to Gateway, but
We can try.
I did try. It's hard. I can.
You got 3:08.
We are in Woodbury.
Woodbury Heights, I believe. Are we Woodbury Heights here, I think? We're close enough to Woodbury.
I'll say
accept that.
Woodbury. I'll field guesses for the population of Woodbury.
Wow, the population.
Small
Oh,
town,
my God.
2 square miles.
12,000.
Pretty close, actually.
Kevin?
I had if
I
he said
see
pretty
it.
close, that's helping me out a little bit. I'm going to say 14,000.
Lower. Under 10.
Oh, wow.
Really? Wow.
9,500.
That's, wow. Interesting. I
Not
don't
a
even
bad guess by you.
I live in Stratford, and I don't even know how many.
I couldn't tell you.
I have no idea.
Number 6, Shane Kerwin.
1st and 10. New quarterback into the game. Shane Kerwin. Chance for some Gateway players to get some stuff on film themselves. New running back in as well. Kerwin on a handoff. No gain on the play. Got to try and get that number if I can. It's funny. I usually spend an hour or so when we have the home games researching some of these, trying to make them interesting.
Yeah, the question.
It's not easy. You got to dig around a little bit.
So here's one. Although Woodrow Wilson was a former governor of the state, which other former U.S. president is also only one to have been born in New Jersey? He died in New Jersey as well.
President
Born in New Jersey.
and died in New Jersey.
Not Woodrow Wilson.
2nd and 10. Wow. Garfield's the first name that pops into my head.
Incorrect.
Okay, I threw one at you.
Interestingly enough,
Here comes Kerwin. Kerwin gets loose. Spins ahead. Good run by Kerwin. He's pulled down by Chase Spergowski. Gain of about 7.
I'm going to let you guess first before I give you a hint.
Kevin, you got to guess.
Okay. Eisenhower?
No, but his last name is the name of a city in the United States that is not in New Jersey. It's actually
Wow, that's a great hint. I was going to say Roosevelt. No.
Roosevelt is incorrect.
And then there people are going to say Roosevelt's not a city.
This city has an NFL team,
Oh, wow.
an NBA team.
Wow, you're getting
Oh, my God. What are we,
It's been a long day here, folks.
Oh,
Teaching
no.
some tough classes today as you're facing a 3rd and 4.
An MLB team.
Draw. 26 is not listed on my roster here.
and I'm not looking up the MLB standings on my phone right now.
Born it. It wouldn't be Washington. You got to start thinking of teams now. This clock is now at 1:10. Are we going to attempt the post-game show?
Yeah,
Mr.
we'll do
Schultz?
that.
All right.
Yep.
Jason, you're going to have to give us the answer because we're going to run out of time. I'm running out of. What do we got?
Do you want the answer?
Yeah,
Do we need another hint? We still got a minute, Kevin. 4th and 2
Let me
here.
give you a good hint. LeBron James.
Cleveland.
Grover Cleveland.
Grover Cleveland
All
is the
right.
answer.
Wow, in New Jersey. I just learned something. That is a very good question. All right, Kevin is going to head downstairs and try and get that together with a post-game show. Jason, I might need you to help me out here, Jason, in a second. Thank you. Final 30 seconds of this one. We are going to send Mr. Schulz down, so we are going to try a post-game show. So what's going to happen here as we wind down this last play, we're going to go keep the picture on. We'll lose the sound a little bit. We got to run a microphone down to Mr. Schulz to do his wizardry in the post-game. This could be the last play of the game. Good cut to the outside. Good spin. And that is going to do it. Sterling Knights go 4-0. 4-0. Have a thank you. 4-0 for the first time starting the season, as we mentioned, till 2013. They are 4-0, sitting on top. They will host Gloucester Catholic at home. For our Gateway fans, they will host Clayton next week here. What Jason and I are going to attempt to do is we have to try and get a cord down on the field to try and get your dad to talk. So when you hear us next, hopefully we'll have a post-game interview. Hang with us, everybody.
Check testing. Check testing.
Testing. Okay, we're back here with our stars of the game and just an outstanding game. I'm going to talk to Nolan Giles. Boy, you've got to like the way you guys really responded to adversity. Talk about that as a senior.
Right. So going in this year, like we knew what we had to coming up against. We knew that this program was really striving going in this year. So adversity, we're just practicing. We're practicing our tails off, and that's pretty much it.
What was the key to what you were able to do today? Talk about what you did out there and what you were able to do.
Today it was rough for me. I didn't do much, but I still did outside. I had discipline. I did my job. I made sure the QB didn't get outside of me. I made tackles. That's pretty much it.
That's a big deal because containment was a big thing today with what Dink brought to the table. Was he as quick as you thought he'd be?
Yeah, no, for sure. He was like a joystick out there. Like he was moving all over the place. It was crazy. But I think we did our job all around, and we gotta take that into the next games and whatnot. So,
Great job, Nolan. Thanks for coming on with us, pal. Okay, we're going to see Chase Bermgowski here coming in here. The first thing that stood out for you was the block punt. Talk about that, how that transpired.
It was my second time on the field. I got on the field. I was hyped up. I wasn't on defense at the time, so I was really hyped coming out of the locker room, and just did my job. Ran through, got the hit. Didn't know it at first, but then felt like the smack on my hand. So.
You feel ball, that's a good feeling.
Yeah, that's a good feeling. I just saw the ball up in the air, and that was it.
The other play we liked from you, there was you from the backside came on it. It was a sweep to the other side, and you chase it down in a play that looked like he had some room. Walk us through that play.
Coach Desmond at practice has been on my back about filling holes and getting fast there because I'm fast enough to get to the holes and fill them. So I saw the open hole come form up, and I just blasted through it. And I saw the running back. I made the play, did what I needed to do, did my job.
Yeah, and it was a key point of the game, and you really came through. Chase, thanks for coming on with us, and best of luck. Okay, yep, okay. And we got Julian O'Donnell here. Hey, great job. We saw a lot of you pulling, sealing things out, doing the job up front, and your whole offensive line really did the job. But we wanted to talk to you and those guys in games upcoming. We'll talk to them. But what did you see up front, and what was the key to your success?
I just think it really wasn't me. I have to give credit to my whole entire O-line because we're out here at practice, just putting in the work every time. And we practiced this whole week. It was an all right practice, but we still got stuff done. And I would just like to say thank you to my whole line, everybody.
Is it, and in different sports, you talk about communication. Is that something that's really taking place and really gelling with you guys up front?
Definitely. Like this is actually my first year ever starting on O-line. And I'd known the guys on the O-line for a very long time, but since I got there, it's just started to collect together, and all of us are just, meshing together perfectly.
Are you feeling, and we see you pull a lot, is it becoming more, and sometimes you might be thinking about what you have to do, are things becoming more instinctful for you? Are you just reacting out there now?
Definitely, most definitely. I get down, the second Coach CJ calls the play, I run out there, I'm like, that's my guy, pull, hit him, and then I see my running back go. And it's the best feeling in the world when you get a perfect block and you just see him gone. Yeah. The best thing ever.
And we saw that a lot tonight. Julian, great job.
Thank you.
Yeah, thanks for coming on with us.
Thank you.
Okay. Mason with Neil. Hey, thanks for coming on with us, pal. Talk about what you were able to do.
Well, I was able to create a little separation, mess up the center snap, create a little bit disruption, and then in the backfield a little bit, maybe little pressures and stuff. I got a lot to improve on, but I did pretty decent.
Well, and I think I'm always getting you guys and what your feelings are about what you did. I think penetrate, especially early on some of the drives where you stopped them and ended up getting the ball back. Penetration into the offensive backfield was a key. Was that something you talked about in practice leading up to this game?
Yeah, it definitely was. That's why I train so hard. That's my job, basically. That's my job is to push the center back.
And the thing about your job, you could do your job, maybe not make the tackle, you don't hear your name, but it's got to feel good knowing your teammates know and the coaches know that you're doing what you needed to do.
Mm-hmm.
And what do you think about your team moving forward? Is this a team where the culture's really turned around and you've got a good feeling about yourselves?
Yeah, I was here when we went 2-8. I was starting when we went 4-6. We're going to go far.
Yeah, I agree with that, and it just seems like the one last thing I'll ask you, there was a little bit of adversity with them scoring on that big run, getting it with 14-7. Is the leadership and the culture, is that something that takes over in that situation? You look past the few difficulties?
Yeah, a lot of guys, like especially the linebackers, they're like next play, next play. So everybody's not yelling at each other like, "Yo, what are you doing?" It's like next play, next play. So.
Yeah, and from our vantage point, what you guys tonight showed that you really had next play mentality. Mason, thanks for coming on with us, and best of luck the rest of the way.
Thank you. Have a good one.
Thanks. Okay, you too. Last but certainly not least, Jermaine Stewart. I heard a lot about you as a defensive player, and man, you're great on defense. But if you move over a little bit here, I'm impressed with what you're doing on the offensive end. Is that surprising you at all, or you just feel more comfortable with each game?
Well, I played offense my whole life. I've been running the ball my whole life. Last year was just like I couldn't run the ball because of my collarbone, and I only played defense. So basically second nature to me. Yeah.
And it looks like you enjoy taking on a defender. Yeah. Is that something you've been doing for a long time?
Yeah. I like to lay the hit. I'm gonna be honest. I like to lay the hit a lot, but I also can cut and make a defenders miss at the same time.
And it seems like you've got a team right now with the culture where guys just want to make big plays, even if there's some adversity. And you're only junior, but a leader on this team, how does that make you feel seeing that?
It makes me feel great. I love my teammates, and it's a brotherhood here. And just seeing them want to work hard and want to make plays for the team, it's an amazing feeling.
Is it a situation where everybody just picks each other up?
Yes, sir. Yes, it is.
And what do you think, obviously you're off to a 4-0 start, what do you think the key for your team is moving forward?
Just keep working hard. We got to keep the same intensity we had in the first 4 games and bring it on to the last 5-6 games we have left.
Yeah, I agree with that, because we looked at what you guys did last week and felt like if you did all the good things, you'd come out on top, and you did. Jermaine, great job. Thanks for coming on with us.
Thank you.
Thank you. So just a great job by the Knights. We talked to some of the stars of the game. Could have talked to a lot of other guys because it was really just a great team effort, and we were just more than happy to come out and televise this game. For Ben Nicholas, Jason Schulz, Mr. K, I'm Mr. Schulz. We'll see you next time on Channel 19.